at the moment from 27th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard, but as you can imagine, those will be starting to roll along with as the rolling closures roll through all the way to Brookfield. So just be extra careful as you are making your way through that whole area. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The White House says that the vice president's event will wrap up around 8 o'clock, at which point she'll head back to Mitchell International. We'll continue to monitor her whereabouts and alert to any road closures later on this evening. The Holt Avenue Park and Ride on Milwaukee's south side has officially closed, and several homeless people living in tents and RVs will now have to find another place to live. The Department of Transportation says an increase in crime and drug activity is leading to the closures. The Northeast College Avenue lot and portions of the Southwest College Avenue lot will close soon after today. A small area of the Southwest College Avenue lot will remain open to serve transit riders. Finally, getting their back pay. 29 employees at 4 Milwaukee area Chicken Palace restaurants will get over $442,000 in back pay and damages after owner Valdemar Escobar failed to pay overtime or the correct minimum wage. Escobar owned the restaurants in Milwaukee, Kenosha, and Waukesha between March of 2021 and March of 2023. The Fiesta Garibaldi restaurant group, who owns the Chicken Palaces, along with Fat Valdi's Fiesta Cafe and Fiesta Garibaldi Mexican restaurants. But only the 4 Chicken Palace restaurants are involved in the settlement. Absentee voting is well underway in the state of Wisconsin, and early in-person voting begins Tuesday.
So far, we've seen about 300,000 people vote in Wisconsin. That's by absentee mail-in ballots.
With record turnout for early in-person voting in Georgia and North Carolina, TMJ4 chief political reporter Charles Benson says high-ranking officials on both sides are in overdrive to get the word out in Wisconsin.
That's different than what we saw in 2020. They did not put a lot of faith in early voting. This time around, they are all in, these candidates saying, look, go vote early if you can.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Federal student loan payments for millions will stay on hold for at least another 6 months. Here's more from CBS News correspondent Matt Piper.
It impacts about 8 million Americans enrolled in the White House's Saving on a Valuable Education, or SAVE plan, which is temporarily blocked by a federal appeals court. Those who signed up for the plan are excused from their monthly payments and will be put in an interest-free general forbearance. The 8 million borrowers in SAVE and anyone who has applied for the debt relief program should expect to remain in interest-free forbearance for at least 6 more months, pending the outcome of legal challenges.
Ahead of those legal challenges, the Education Department had forgiven a total $5.5 billion in student debt for over 400,000 people under the SAVE plan. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:04.
Any exterior remodeling company can give you a lot of good reasons to get a new roof, siding, windows and doors, or masonry work. Aesthetic appeal alone or just resale value help it all make sense. But I'm compelled to continue to tell you what sets Semper Fi apart from the rest. What you're going to get from Semper Fi is a reputation that is backed by an undeniable stack of proof that we are who we say we are. Our character is guided by a level of trust and accountability which not only holds our teams together, but also keeps our reputation intact. And ultimately, that means leaving you satisfied. So when you're about to make that big investment in your home, isn't that what you want? This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Here's what Tammy Baldwin thinks about President Trump and you.
Donald Trump might be one of the most offensive and hateful and unacceptable presidential candidates we've ever had. So what does that say about the people who support him?
Tammy Baldwin is a liberal snob. Vote her out.
I'm Eric Hovde, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message. Join my team and give today.
Visit WisconsinVictoryJFC.com to give today. Paid for by Wisconsin Victory Committee.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gerber Law offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Packers improved to 5-2 after Sunday's 24-22 win over the Houston Texans. It's the third straight win for the Packers, who head next to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars on Sunday. ESPN reports Milwaukee Bucks forward Chris Middleton is expected to miss Wednesday's regular season opener against the Philadelphia 76ers as he continues to rehab from off-season ankle surgeries. The World Series begins Friday in Los Angeles with the Dodgers hosting the New York Yankees. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. Still keeping an eye out on 94 westbound as Vice President Kamala Harris heads to Brookfield for a campaign event this evening. So definitely be careful on the roads heading into the Brookfield area. Right now, it looks like the slowdowns are mostly concentrated westbound just past 35th Street and clearing up past the Stadium interchange. Otherwise, roads on the rest of the interstate are looking pretty clear at this time. And time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight we have partly cloudy skies and mild temperatures, a low of 56 by the lake and 51 degrees inland. On Tuesday, partly cloudy with a chance for showers, a high of 72. On Wednesday, partly cloudy, breezy and cooler with a high of 60. On Thursday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 63. On Friday, partly cloudy with a chance for showers, a high of 61. Right now in Madison, it's 74 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 75. In Waukesha, it's 72. And in Milwaukee, it's 75 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:07.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Good evening. How are you? It's a supersized show tonight. I'm here till 9 o'clock, 3 full hours of all kinds of interesting information. And I feel like we're all kind of buzzed up with a gorgeous weekend weather. Also, a Packers victory on a Monday always makes you feel better as well. And you're going to want to use the talk and text line all evening. I have a lineup of interesting guests who I think you might want to ask questions. Plus, I think you're also going to want to watch the WTMJ YouTube live stream. You can text the word WATCH, WATCH, to 855-616-1620. Text WATCH to 855-616-1620 because you will be the first to see something being revealed tonight. There's your tease. But I am excited. It's a fun list of guests from the Harry and Rose Sampson Jewish Community Center. We have a couple of representatives to tell us what the movies are at the Milwaukee Jewish Film Festival that starts on the 27th. Also from the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum, Phil Sklar. He's the CEO and co-founder. He's going to tell us what it was like to see his favorite establishment on TV, like in The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. But he also has a very special announcement about a new bobblehead series that will be revealed tomorrow. I think that's pretty darn exciting. We've also got a special guest, an author named T. Krulos, and he is basically, I would say, an expert on the local paranormal and has written books about it and has some interesting insights in some monsters at this time of year. So T will join us just after 7 o'clock. We'll visit with comedian Pat McGann. He is opening for Sebastian Maniscalco just a couple of weeks. That show is on November 6th, a Wednesday night at Fiserv Forum. And maybe you recognize Pat McGann's name. He's a Chicago guy, and I've seen him a few times, and a nice fella. So he's going to check in with us. And it's also Back to the Future Day. What does that mean? I will tell you, and we'll get to soak in some Back to the Future lore, and just for fun. And how was your weekend? Really, I didn't want to go inside at all, especially yesterday. Went walking through Grant Park to see the trees and on the lakefront, and I'm usually one of those people that always has to have a wrap. I will always have like the hoodie tied around my waist. I was like, I'm in a tank top, and I'm loving this. It felt really good. So soaking up 70-degree temperatures, even 80, 3 weeks into October. We know that this is a gift. So hopefully you're able to even get out for lunch today. Still going to be nice weather for tomorrow. So maybe plan a patio lunch. But I had a good weekend. Friday night, wound up doing date night at the Stakeout. Some supper club action, and I got to enjoy Al White playing the keyboards while you're sipping an old-fashioned. Felt like that was a really good way to ease into the weekend. And Saturday did a little bit of work, but went to the show that we were telling you about, Paul Mercurio's Permission to Speak at the Marcus Performing Arts Center, and it was really, really good. It was excellent. It was unique. Paul Mercurio, the comedian, is very conversational, puts people at ease, and brought like 3 different groups of 5 and 6 people up. And just, he is an easy conversationalist. And people were telling him things, we were exploring these universal themes of love and life, but then you also find some very unexpected surprises that people were willing to share, either about divorces or past jobs. It was a really entertaining evening. And then went to a place I haven't been in a bit. Went to the Safe House afterwards with Paul Mercurio and some pals. And I got to tell you, the Safe House was hopping last night. The staff was hustling. Nice to see a lot of different age ranges there. But I will tell you, Burt Reynolds is broken. If you've ever been to the ladies' room at the Safe House, Burt is there. And if for some reason you are compelled to touch a part of Burt Reynolds, gong goes off, sirens blare through the whole place, because then they know that you're the person who touched Burt Reynolds. Well, Burt was broken, so I feel like maybe I need to set up a GoFundMe so we can fix Burt at the Safe House. Maybe I'll work on that. But in the meantime, we have stories to share about Halloween in Wisconsin and a film festival that you can really enjoy international perspectives and different culture. Jewish film, the Milwaukee Jewish Film Festival starts on the 27th, and we will share more about the movies and why you should see them next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news! Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
Abby from Abby Home here. Is your insurance company questioning your roof's life? Thinking it may be time to replace it? Get a roof from Abby Home. It's the last roof you'll ever have to put on. Our Golden Pledge warranty gets you a 50-year non-prorated warranty and 25-year workmanship warranty. Right now, get our lowest prices of the year with our 14-year anniversary sale. Go to myabbyhome.com for more. If somebody asks you if you know a guy in the business, you can say no, but I know a girl.
When you walk into your bathroom, is it turn this into this? With our Sidex Creepiest Tub or Shower Contest. Enter a picture of your creepy tub or shower space at WTMJ.com for a chance to win a brand new complete tub or shower conversion installed at no cost, up to a $10,000 value. Enter your picture by texting CREEPY to the WTMJ talk and text line. It's the Creepiest Shower Contest, only here on WTMJ.
Staying active, essential for overall health. Proper medical support, essential for staying active. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Whether it's keeping a weekend warrior like me on the tennis court or keeping young athletes in the game, you want the best in sports medicine, that's OAW. Surgeons, nurses, and physical therapists help you recover from injury, avoid injury in the future, and enhance performance. Get care 7 days a week. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Film festivals aplenty in our city, thanks to Milwaukee Film, who have regular film festivals. And just last week, the Muslim Film Festival. And coming up next week, October 27th through the 31st, is the 27th annual Milwaukee Jewish Film Festival. Maybe you didn't realize that for nearly 30 years, we had a film festival celebrating Jewish culture. And if you are new to this or you're highly anticipating the return, we have the lineup and the details. Please welcome to the WTMJ studio my guests from the Harry and Rose Sampson Jewish Community Center, Reva Fox. Hi, Reva.
Hello.
And Mickey Seinfeld. Hi. Let's get Mickey's microphone on. Okay. Reva?
Yes.
What are you looking forward to at the 27th annual Milwaukee Jewish Film Festival. How many years have you been coordinating this?
Not that long. I've only been working with Mickey for about 3 years, going on 4. And what I'm looking forward to most is the fact that the Milwaukee Jewish Film Festival brings a variety of films from a whole variety of cultures. So you get to see the Jewish experience outside of Milwaukee, outside of your own experience. You get to see it from different countries, from different time periods, from different communities, in different languages. It's really just a fascinating way to share it with our community.
And I also like to think, because I was sharing with both of you, Mickey and Riva, that through my work with the Arts page on Milwaukee PBS, I've been to Jewish Museum Milwaukee and made friends there. And it was this like kind of embarrassing epiphany of like, oh, I don't need to be Jewish to enjoy the exhibits and to learn and build those bridges for understanding. And so I would guess that you have the same approach for the Jewish Film Festival.
Absolutely, yes. Our goal is to bring community together. And we have been doing this, as you said, for 27 years, and we do it with our partner, the Marcus Theater Corporation, and they have been amazing all 27 years. They have been our partner. And we are grateful to being able to present everything there.
Have you each seen all of the films that are screening?
Mickey has.
I have, yeah.
What is that decision-making process like, Mickey?
We have a committee. I have 2 chairs who have been the chairs of the committee for the 27 years. And we have another group of about another 6 or 7 people. And we all get to look at all the movies. We preview them. We get them from our different distributors. These are small movies, and so they're not available for streaming, and they only come through these distributors. And we look at 20, sometimes 25 movies to choose 5. Sometimes we show a few more, but mostly we are able to show 5.
5 fantastic films, and you say they're smaller films, but I do see that the Israel Academy Awards, you have a big winner on the lineup and also nominees.
Absolutely.
What's the film that you think anyone and everyone should come see? If you're not of Jewish faith, if you're just kind of think this would be really interesting, let me open my mind. What's the film that you would recommend?
I think 7 Blessings. 7 Blessings is made in Israel, and it's a Jewish Moroccan family, and they're celebrating a wedding of one of the daughters of this family, and they come together, and at the weddings they pronounce there's a blessing, the 7 blessings. They say it in Hebrew, they say it again during the reception, and then they'll say it after the wedding is over for 7 nights. They different families host the bride and groom with wonderful food and happiness, and this family at the last of the 7 Blessings dinner have there's a facade of joy and happiness, but there are secrets, there are lies.
Like any good family.
Exactly. Exactly.
There are traditions that I didn't know about this tradition, but something that might be of interest to the audience.
And I love that it combines so many cultures. And this is the movie that caught my eye that I won big at last year's Israel Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Script. And I love that the Best Actress also co-wrote the screenplay. Like, what a great collaboration. So 7 Blessings, that is on Wednesday, October 30th. That sounds good. And face it, you got to have subtitles if you got that many languages.
That's right.
But
we do.
The family in the film needs the subtitles too.
Oh, how funny. So I think sometimes there might be a misconception of, okay, we're going to get very, very serious and everything's going to be a documentary. But this is more a celebration of opening your world through film, whether it is very serious or whether it is universal stories of love and laughter and connection.
Definitely. And like Mickey said, there are things in the film that you will recognize in your own family that will seem really familiar to you, even though this is a story about Moroccan Jews in another country. Maybe you didn't know there were Moroccan Jews. Maybe you didn't know that Jewish families spoke multiple languages. Maybe you didn't know that they fought with their parents the same way that you do. It's a way of making it a Jewish journey, even if you're not Jewish, or a Jewish experience, even if you're not Jewish. And bringing the community together to laugh and to talk about it. And there's also sort of an added value with each film. We have talkbacks afterwards with people from our community giving a little bit of insight and expertise into each one of these films.
That's a wonderful bonus.
Yep.
And I will say, tickets are $12. Right. Like, this is not a premium.
Very affordable for a movie you can't see anywhere else.
Right, right. JCCMilwaukee.org/film festival is really the only way you can get tickets in advance, or you can go to the Marcus in Mequon and go to the JCC table there.
Yes, you can't buy it through the Marcus directly, but you can come the day of the film and buy tickets at the door through us.
I want to share my thoughts on one of the films that jumped out at me. The one that doesn't have subtitles jumped out at me, but I'll tell you why. And we'll go through some of the other titles at the 27th Annual Milwaukee Jewish Film Festival next on What's on Tap. Stay with us.
Wisconsin families are getting crushed today. We're paying more for food, clothes, gas than ever. Our open border has allowed over 10 million illegal immigrants into our country the last 4 years, driving up the cost of health care and housing for every one of us. What's more, it's allowed fentanyl to pour into our communities, killing our friends and family. Kamala Harris and Senator Baldwin's policies created all these problems. It's time for change. I'm Eric Hovde, and that's why I'm running for the U.S. Senate. For too long, these career politicians have failed our country. They're all talk, no action. I'm not anything like these people. I'm a business guy who lives in a world where actually solving problems matters. We need to lower the cost of food, close our southern border, build more affordable housing, and fix our healthcare system. I'm Eric Hovde, candidate for the U.S. Senate, and I approve this message because it's time for change.
Paid for by Hovde for Wisconsin.
Here's a penny for your thoughts. There's about 11,000 tire-related crashes every year.
Mostly due to driving around on underinflated, beat-up, worn-out tires with low tread.
A couple of clicks at richlawns.com will get you scheduled for a free tire tread test.
But if you're pressed for time, there's an old trick we use in the tire industry that'll tell you if you need tires.
And that's free, too.
My dad showed me, who learned it from his dad, who learned it from someone else way back in 1964.
Ah, yes. The old penny test.
Yep, just place a penny head first.
As in upside down.
Into the groove of your tire. Now, if you can see the top of Lincoln's head, you're due for tires.
And hey, if the free penny test frazzles you, book an appointment at richlawns.com.
If your tires are good,
no harm, no foul, because it won't cost you a penny. Be safe, buckle up, and hang. Always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Rich Lawns. You're
due for service.
Such a refreshing change. Rich Lawns.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Welcome back. I have rolled out the red carpet for the 27th Annual Milwaukee Film Festival. My guests in studio are Reva Fox, the Arts and Culture Director of the Jewish Community Center, and Mickey Seinfeld, the Special Events Director of the Jewish Community Center. And 27th Annual, Mickey, you were talking about how involved you've been in the selection process of these films. So we talked about Seven Blessings, which is an Israeli Academy Award-winning film, like the best of the best. So thank you for bringing that to Milwaukee. What are the other titles that are screening?
So on Sunday, we are opening with Running on Sand, which is also an Israeli movie. On Monday, we're showing a movie from France. It is The Blonde Boy from the Casbah. It's set in Algiers, and it's the filmmaker taking you back to his birthplace where he lived, and he's taking his son. It is a feature film, but it's flashbacks back and forth, between the what he's doing today with his son and what the history of what he was doing.
And I want to go back to Running on Sand just for a second, Mickey, because this is another one of those movies where I think it's kind of surprising. I think, I guess my concept is, okay, these are serious times and we need to see documentaries. And Running on Sand is a great title, but a young Eritrean refugee is mistaken for a professional soccer player, gets put in, and he has no talent, but he still winds up bringing the team together and falling for the owner's daughter. Like, these are stories like that's any rom-com. Yes. It just happens to be set in this very international setting. So a lot of humor. And that's another one that was an Israeli Academy Award Best Film nominee.
Best Film. Nominee. We are also showing Here Lived. which is an interesting movie about these Stolpersteins and a Stolperstein.
Stolperstein.
Yeah.
I will tell you, this is, first of all, this is the movie that does not have subtitles. But Here Lived, so if you're not familiar with these are these brass squares that are all over Europe. And I just was on a vacation, an anniversary trip in Libourne, France, and had never heard of this before. And that these are squares that mark where people who died in the Holocaust.
Who were the names of the victims and what they were, where they were victimized and where they lived. And so Here Lived, and so they put it in the ground.
And there are 100,000 of these all around the world, and you just kind of discover them. So
in 32 cities.
Fascinating.
Countries, I'm sorry.
For this to be a
countries.
documentary about this German artist who did this, I'm very, very interested to see this. Because he started doing it in 1992.
Right.
Yep.
And it's such a subtle, simple, profound way to honor people and remind everybody. If you're just looking at your phone and you're like, oh, what am I about to step on? Oh my goodness, this is a serious marker. So Here Lived, I'm very excited about that film. And then also, Riva, to your point, a talk back after each film. That's going to be great.
Yep.
That's going to be great. So Seven Blessings is the fun one.
And then we're closing with Auction. And it goes back to stolen art during Hitler, the stolen art from Jewish families. And this auction house, which is in France, was where art was brought to them and so they went to look at it. It was
because you got to find out if it's fake or not.
That's right. So you have to have provenance in order to sell it. And so this is a story about this one particular painting and finding provenance and sort of between the seller and the people who are the auction house. There's a whole little interesting story.
A true drama there, because you have to imagine that this happened often. So that is Auction. That is on October 31st. You can see the full schedule and get your tickets at the website jccmilwaukee.org/film festival.
Yep.
And Riva, what excites you most about having people come together at the Marcus in Mequon to see these 5 hand-picked films?
The JCC is always, everything we do is about bringing the community together. It's always about telling a story, sharing a meal, sharing a snack, coming together, learning something, having a good time, walking away feeling like you've had time well spent. The JCC is not just the film festival. We have 18 separate programmatic categories with adults, children. We have classes and art programs and fitness and a preschool and a day camp and an overnight camp. And we sort of are a one-stop shop for having fun and bringing the community together.
And where is the Jewish Community Center?
The Jewish Community Center is on Santa Monica Boulevard in Whitefish Bay.
And everyone is welcome. That's the other thing.
Everyone is welcome.
You don't
and you
have
do
to
not
necessarily
have to be a member to participate in our programs.
So see, when you say community, you really are opening your doors.
Absolutely.
And another thing I want to mention about the film festival, because I think some people are finding out, again, after 27 years, I didn't realize what a tradition this was. October 27th through the 31st, jccmilwaukee.org/film festival. That website is also handy because if you can't make it to the Marcus and Mequon, you're going to have streaming for a week.
Yes. After the film festival is done in person, how many days later?
On November 4th to the 10th, you can, through the same website, jccmilwaukee.org/film festival, you will see that you will be able to choose all 5 movies to stream.
Fantastic.
So if you've missed one of them in person, you'll have the chance to stream it later.
Riva Fox, Mickey Seinfeld from Jewish Community Center, thank you so very much for coming in and enlightening us on these films.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh, my gosh.
You, yes.
As they used to say, on Siskel and Ebert, save us the aisle seat?
Yes. Yes.
How's that for a callback?
That was a flashback, yes.
Thank you so much, and best wishes for a great Jewish Film Festival next week.
Thank
And now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center with Jessica Gatzo.
Thanks, Sandy. Decision, Wisconsin. Vice President Kamala Harris is getting ready to speak at a campaign event with former Congresswoman Liz Cheney in Brookfield. The event set to begin at 7 tonight. Later this week, 2nd Gentleman Doug Emhoff will rally early voters in Kenosha on Thursday with Maryland Governor Wes Moore as part of a Get Out the Early Vote block party. This will be his second visit to the Badger State this month. Then Friday, First Lady of Minnesota Gwen Walz will join early voters in Green Bay, focusing on reproductive freedom. The stop in Green Bay will be Mrs. Walz's 8th campaign stop in Wisconsin since Governor Walz joined the ticket. An update on an apartment fire in Waukesha. Fire officials say the likely cause of the fire is believed to be electrical in nature. The fire at a 16-unit building of West Grove apartment complex on Kensington Drive started Sunday afternoon and left several units a total loss. One firefighter from Sussex suffered a minor injury related to heat stress, with over 90 firefighters responding from surrounding areas. No residents were injured. The 50-year-old building had a fire alarm system but was not required to have sprinklers. A key step for the Domes Reimagined project is coming up this week. Milwaukee County's Committee on Finance will gather Friday for a budget meeting. Supervisor Juan Miguel Martinez, who oversees the district the Mitchell Park Domes are in, tells the Milwaukee Business Journal he plans to introduce a resolution supporting the project. Friends of the Domes is asking for $30 million from the county over 6 years. The county would not start paying until the next budget cycle. A vote from the full Board of Supervisors could happen as soon as Monday. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ, Johnson & Sons Paving, time saver traffic. Looks like we've got some delays downtown in 43 and 94, starting with 43 southbound. You're going to start hitting the brakes about past North Avenue. That's going to continue all the way downtown, down past about Mineral Street. And looking at 94, we've got some delays heading out of downtown, westbound into the Stadium Interchange, eastbound delays as well in that same area. Those start to ease up once you get past about 35th Street. And taking a look at your WTMJ forecast. Tonight we have partly cloudy skies and mild temperatures, a low of 56 by the lake and 51 inland. On Tuesday, partly cloudy skies with a chance for showers, a high of 72. On Wednesday, partly cloudy, breezy, and cooler with a high of 60. On Thursday, partly cloudy, a high of 63. Friday, partly cloudy with a chance for showers, a high of 61. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 75 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:33.
Here's what Tammy Baldwin thinks about President Trump and you.
Donald Trump might be one of the most offensive and hateful and unacceptable presidential candidates we've ever had. So what does that say about the people who support him?
Tammy Baldwin is a liberal snob. Voter out.
I'm Eric Hovde, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message. Join my team and give today.
Visit WisconsinVictoryJFC.com to give today. Paid for by Wisconsin Victory Committee.
The iconic Brit Floyd returns to the Riverside Theater. Celebrate 50 years of Wish You Were Here with the album played in full, plus other classic Floyd tracks amongst the stunning production Brit Floyd always brings. Friday, May 31st and Saturday, June 1st at the Riverside Theater. Celebrate 50 years of Wish You Were Here with Brit Floyd. Tickets are on sale now at PabstTheaterGroup.com.
Hey, it's 620 WTMJ's Kristen Bry. I officially have a new dentist. I just had my first cleaning and checkup with Dr. James Michaels at Economowalk Dental Care, and I can't say enough about him and his awesome staff. Do you want your best smile for all those holiday family photos that are coming up? Have you not been to the dentist in a while? Do you have a fear of going to the dentist? Whatever reason you have for needing a new dentist, I am here to tell you to go see Dr. Michaels. He understands your apprehension about going to the dentist and will get you on the best care plan to get you confident about your smile. Whether you need a simple cleaning and exam, a teeth whitening, a more complex dental procedure, or even an implant for missing teeth, Economowalk Dental will always make you feel as comfortable as possible and give you and your family an amazing smile. Are you worried about cost? At Economowalk Dental Care, affordable quality dentistry is no longer a dream. It's the reality. Dr. Michael's fantastic staff can help you out with a no-interest payment plan. We all have to go to the dentist, so do not put it off any longer. Call and make an appointment today. You deserve to feel confident about your smile, so go see my new dentist, Dr. James Michaels at Economowalk Dental Care.
The surgeons that I know are good people. They just want to do what they can to help you feel better. And the surgeries they perform can do wonders for their patients. But medicine's a business, and surgery is the big ticket item. And there are surgeries that are absolutely necessary. In almost all cases, a total knee replacement isn't one of them. It's a last resort. So before you opt for a total knee replacement, if you haven't been to Rejuvenex, you may find that we have treatments that can give you the relief you're looking for. They're FDA approved, and they can alleviate pain, in many cases significantly. And insurance could cover a big portion of, if not all of our treatment costs. The osteoarthritic pain you're feeling will only worsen, and that's why you should take action now. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
And rolling out the red carpet for another guest. Phil Sklar, the CEO and co-founder of one of the most unique spaces in the country, the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum. Phil, how are you?
Doing great. How are you?
I am excited that you are here because you have a big announcement to make, because you have created and been behind so many, what a wide range of bobbleheads, whether they're athletes, mascots, political figures, pop culture figures. You've really run the entire gamut of bobbleheads.
Yeah, we try to get everything covered in bobblehead form, and we've done, thousands of different bobbleheads now over almost a 10-year period, and it's been a lot of fun, and always trying to think of some new ideas and plan ahead and get some fun bobbleheads out there that we know people are going to enjoy.
So now you've really hit on it. What are the bobbleheads that you are unveiling?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, October 22nd.
Yeah, so tomorrow is Curly from the Three Stooges' birthday. So in honor of that, we're releasing a set of 4 Three Stooges bobbleheads featuring Mo, Larry, Curly, and Shemp. They're talking bobbleheads coming in just in time for the holidays, coming in late November, early December, and really something really big for us. It's a huge license with the Three Stooges. It's something that so many people know and love, and so it's really exciting to be unveiling those officially tomorrow, but previewing them now for your viewers or listeners, really getting that first opportunity to see them, hear about them, and have an opportunity to pre-order them.
You can see them right now on the WTMJ YouTube live stream. If you're not watching, if you text the word WATCH, WATCH, to 855-616-1620, text WATCH to 855-616-1620. You get the very first look, and they look good because, sometimes a bobblehead is like, oh, that doesn't really look like the person. These are fun. They've got the name on the bottom of each individual Mo, Larry, Curly, Shemp.
Yeah, so we spent a lot of time behind the scenes, developing these. They've been probably over a year in the making.
Really?
So excited to have them out.
You've had to sit on this secret for a year,
Well,
Phil.
we've been in development for about a year, and so it is hard a lot of times when we're working on them, perfecting them, to sort of, hold that news back and wait for the right time to share it with the world. And there's so many Three Stooges fans out there that we've come across and interacted with, and we've been getting asked for Three Stooges bobbleheads for several years, so it's really exciting.
Do you have any Three Stooges bobbleheads at the museum?
We do have some of the older ones, but they've been out of the realm of people being able to purchase them for dozens of years. And so, we're excited to have some of the first ones in a long time. Talking bobbleheads are always super fun. Each one has 3 clips, original clips from the Stooges. So, it's a lot of fun.
This is one from Curly.
I'm a victim of circumstance.
I think these are going to be a lot of fun. And you got to have Mo. You got to have a wise guy line in there.
Quiet, bird brain.
And I think this goes right to the big idea. This is one of Larry's lines.
Wait a minute. I got a brainstorm.
So how did this brainstorm come together? How do you partner with C3, and they're the company that the Three Stooges started themselves?
They are, yeah. So every opportunity comes about a little different, but this one happened because of a licensing show that's in Vegas each year, and we met C3, and they have the Three Stooges licensing and a few other individuals that we're actually working on bobbleheads of. It's really fun to meet with places and brainstorm ideas and come up with fun, unique bobbleheads like these.
At this point, when you meet licensing partners or people at these conventions and you say who you are, I'm Phil Sklar, co-founder of the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum. What is the reaction?
So it's usually a smile. People are excited to hear more about it if they haven't already. Now more and more people that we've talked to have heard about it. They've seen bobbleheads that we've done, which is always even more fun to see and run into people who are like, oh, I know somebody who went there, or I've seen this bobblehead, or I bought this bobblehead. So people are always really interested to learn more about the museum, how it came about, learn the story behind it.
In your process of creating these 4 Three Stooges bobbleheads of Larry, Moe, Curly, and Shemp, do people have a favorite? Are you worried like the Shemp may not sell as many?
So, yeah, we've heard from the past that Curly is sort of the most popular when it comes to the Three Stooges merchandise. But I think, a lot of people buy the set. We have the set available at a discounted price. And we did a pre-order with our members, and so many people bought the set. There's, the people that buy their favorite, but I know a lot of people will be getting them as gifts as well with the holidays coming up.
And it's a limited edition, 2024.
Correct. Yeah. So each one's individually hand numbered on the bottom to 2024, make it even more fun. So
and collectible. Yeah. This is another Curly when you get the Curly bobblehead, talking bobblehead of the Three Stooges.
If at first you don't succeed, keep on sucking till you do succeed.
And then the Shemp. This is probably my favorite thing that the Shemp bobblehead will say. Which just goes to the silliness and the slapstickness. I mean, it's been 60 years of Three Stooges, and people of all ages, older fans remember watching them on TV, and then younger fans just get sucked right in because it is just so silly.
Yeah, and they're still available, on TV, on streaming, on a lot of different platforms, and kids are watching it now. So it is really interesting to see the staying power that they've had, and just really unique and something that's, really American and interesting for so many different generations of people and families that have enjoyed the show and enjoyed watching it for so many years.
190 of those short films. And then they made 6 films in the 60s. They've just permeated society. And then there was a film, in 2012 that was the Three Stooges telling the story of all of them getting together and creating this comedic phenomenon.
That's right. And they've inspired so many other comedians, and so many people have, owed their success or part of their career to the Three Stooges. And that's why they got into comedy or to show business. And so it's fun to hear some of those stories too.
Well, tell us again, how can we get on the front end? I know it won't be till tomorrow, but what's the website we go to so people can wake up early tomorrow and be the very first to order online?
So it's store.bobbleheadhall.com, and you can actually go there now. We've made it live for your listeners, so you can type in Stooges, find them there. They're not at the top of the page yet. We'll put them up there tomorrow, but if you type in Stooges in the search box, they'll be able to go on there, get an advanced pre-order opportunity, get them ordered now, and they'll be coming in just over a month.
Oh, well, thank you. That's very considerate of you. I appreciate that little extra nudge for our WTMJ fans. And this is a line from Moe's talking bobblehead.
If you had any brains, I'd knock them out of you.
So use your brain. Get in on this. I don't you predict that these will sell out immediatly?
We're pretty excited.
Would you be surprised if they
hopefully they do well. They've been really doing well with our members who we give a pre-sale opportunity for. So I think there's a lot of excitement for them. The Three Stooges, all their social pages and everything will be promoting them tomorrow and going forward. So I think they'll do well and hopefully be one of our top sellers for the holiday season.
Oh, fun. Yuck, 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 yuck. Phil Sklar from the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum. Want to ask you about being on TV recently. That's next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Questions you might hear a lot this fall. Will my team make the playoffs? How much snow are we getting this winter? And whatever happened to Tammy Baldwin? After 25 years in D.C., Baldwin sides with the extreme left. Baldwin voted to give nearly $1 billion in COVID relief money to criminals in prison, even the Boston Marathon bomber. That's nuts. And she supports forcing women's domestic violence shelters to admit biological men who claim to be women. Baldwin even backed puberty blockers and sex change surgeries for minor children in Wisconsin. So here's one more question. Now that Baldwin's gone so far left, why should we keep her in the Senate? It's time to replace Tammy Baldwin. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
We've found that the high road is worth the climb, and it's less crowded. At Semper Fi, everything we do is done to the best of our ability. There are no shortcuts. It's pretty simple. We do what we say we're going to do because we fully understand that a reputation is never given. It's always earned. It is in our nature to keep our values intact so that when we leave your job, you'll be right there to shake our hand with satisfaction. We've installed massive flat roofs and shingled huge churches, schools, and all kinds of homes from modest to extravagant, all with integrity and pride in our work. And we're going to keep doing it for generations to come. That's what Always Faithful means to us. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for a holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac, where the SUV season sales event is on. Perfect timing to gear up for fall and winter driving. Get more Mazda for your money, more for your trade, and score enticing offers. Well-qualified buyers lock in finance rates as low as 0% on all-wheel drive favorites, including the invigorating Mazda CX-5 or CX-30, off-road ready Mazda CX-50, roomy and responsive 3-row Mazda CX-90, and more. Connect with Holiday and discover car buying that makes fans of drivers from all over the Badger State and beyond. Fans like me. And this guy.
This is professional running back Braylon Allen, and I drive Holiday. It's impressive how easy car buying can be with Team Holiday on your side.
I agree. That's the way it works at Holiday and why I encourage you to check them out. Treat yourself to a test drive, find yours, and drive it home today from Wisconsin's #1. Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac and at holidaymazda.com. It's worth the trip.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Welcome back. I'm Sandy Maxx, and in the studio with me from the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum is co-founder and CEO Phil Sklar. Phil, what was your big announcement that you just made?
Yeah, so we're excited to unveil the Three Stooges bobbleheads. They're actually unveiling tomorrow for Curly's birthday, but we're giving your listeners a chance to pre-order them before the public at store.bobbleheadhall.com. The 4 Three Stooges with audio clips with each one.
Here's a Curly one.
I'm a victim of circumstance.
Talking bobbleheads from Three Stooges, who automatically, as soon as you say it, you want to go, yeah, you want to make the funny sounds, and you want to go, hey, you knucklehead. Like
That's
you
right.
Automatically just want to blurt those out. So I love that you're leaning all the way into the theme and releasing them tomorrow on what would have been Curly's, 120th birthday?
That's right. Yeah.
Good
So
gravy.
It's, yeah.
But yeah, 4 of the iconic Stooges, Mo Howard, Larry Fine, Shemp Howard, and Curly Howard. You can see them on the WTMJ YouTube live stream if you want the very, very first peek, because this is the unveiling. You'll be able to get pre-order them tomorrow, and Hanukkah and Christmas are right there at the same time this year. So you should get them just in time for the holidays. And you've been on TV recently, The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
That's right. Yeah. So actually, when we were in Licensing Expo in Vegas in May, the Real Housewives were here, but our staff was able to, give them a great visit, and they did their filming and when they were here in Milwaukee, and so it was pretty cool to see that come about and see it air just recently when it was on the show.
It looked great, and your team put together a scavenger hunt, which was a brilliant way to get them to circulate all around the museum instead of just cozying up in the corner and being all catty. So it was great to see that. And then comedian Paul Mercurio was just in town and a couple of weeks ago doing a site visit before his show last Saturday, and he came to the Bobblehead Museum.
Yeah, he was a great guy, fun to talk with. So it's always fun. Yeah, we get quite a few. We had Macaulay Culkin at the museum several years ago. That was super exciting.
Because, he's coming back in town to
he is,
do
I know,
a Q&A with Home Alone.
That's right. Yeah, well, I'll be there. It's one of my favorite movies. So as soon as we saw that, we're like, oh, we're getting tickets. But yeah, just a lot of fun to see. You never know who's going to bobble into the museum on any given day.
I love that it's become such a sensation, and it truly is one of the most unique things that Milwaukee can claim. So thank you for putting Milwaukee on the map in this pop culture way. Do you take donations of bobbleheads? Do you just keep collecting them?
We do, yeah. So every day, for the most part, either in the mail or at the museum, somebody will drop off or bring in a bobblehead or dozens of bobbleheads. And so we're always able to, continue keeping that collection growing, adding unique bobbleheads, really fun ones that we may not otherwise have even known about or acquired.
How many are on display?
So we have over 10,000 bobbleheads on display, and it's the only museum in the world dedicated to bobbleheads. So something really fun and unique right here in Milwaukee.
In the world. Excellent. Thank you so much, Phil Sklar, co-founder and CEO of one of the most unique museums in the whole wide world, and it's right here in Wisconsin, the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum. And in honor of the Three Stooges talking bobbleheads that are going to be released tomorrow, thanks to you and your collaboration with C3, you've inspired the song you need to hear, and it's Three Stooges based. It's next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
There was an incident on Blue Mountain Road going eastbound where 2 lanes are blocked.
Call me, Debbie Loziga, at the Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329.
Hi, Debbie, Michael. I-94 eastbound. There is a crash that the sheriff now has the right lane blocked.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it? Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
Hey, I'm Sandy Maxx at WTMJ, here to tell you about our new partner, Wisconsin Vein Center and MediSpa. You see it in the mirror, in your selfies, the sagging skin that affects all of us as we age. And some people see that skin laxity earlier because of external factors like sun damage or air pollutants. SoftWave is a newer FDA-cleared ultrasound technology that truly offers a lasting improvement for skin laxity. Available now at Wisconsin Vein Center and MediSpa. SoftWave uses superb technology that uses ultrasound with parallel beams that are delivered within the dermis of the skin. There's no danger of melting fat or causing any scarring. The treatment available at Wisconsin Vein Center and MediSpa stimulates not only collagen production, but also elastin formation that improves that rebound we see in younger skin. A moisturizing effect is also seen because of increased natural hyaluronic acid production. All skin types can be treated, face, neck, and basically all areas of the body can be treated. Bonus, the appearance of cellulite can also be reduced. SoftWave, Dr. Mangione believes, is the safest, most effective, non-invasive treatment for skin tightening yet. Find out for yourself. Set up a free consultation today. 262-746-9088. Wisconsin Vein Center and MediSpa. 262-746-9088.
When you work at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, you'll be helping us help others. There are many that need our help, and we need your help to carry out our mission. St. Vincent de Paul is always looking for part-time team members. You'll get competitive pay, benefits, and flexibility in scheduling. So apply online at svdpmilw.org or stop by Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, or 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Okay, close your mouth and take a deep breath in through your nose. So the way it's supposed to be is that you should be able to breathe easily. You shouldn't feel constrained. What it should feel like is air briskly flowing freely through both nasal passages, day and night. And if not, there's a problem. And it's a don't know what your problem really was until you got it fixed kind of problem. You're living with it. I mean, you're tired a lot. It might give you headaches and sinus pressure, but you're living with it. Yeah, you sound like almost every patient we help until we get their problem fixed. And then you hear them saying, why would I put up with that? Advent will get you breathing freely again with simple in-office solutions like turbinate reduction along with balloon sinuplasty that really can change your life.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
When you walk into your bathroom, is it turn this into this? With our Sidex Creepiest Tub or Shower Contest. Enter a picture of your creepy tub or shower space at WTMJ.com for a chance to win a brand new complete tub or shower conversion installed at no cost, up to a $10,000 value. Enter your picture by texting CREEPY to the WTMJ talk and text line. It's the Creepiest Shower Contest, only here on WTMJ. You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ. And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
We're going to get right into it. I'm Sandy Maxx, delighted to tell you that tomorrow, October 22nd, what would have been Curly's birthday of the Three Stooges, The National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum is releasing a very special limited edition Three Stooges Talking Bobblehead series. If you go to bobbleheadhall.com, type in Stooges, you will be one of the very first people to get the series or the stooge of your choice. And since Phil came into the studio and shared this with WTMJ listeners first, it reminded me of this song that I used to see on MTV. It is the Curly Shuffle, the Jump in the Saddle Band, the song you need to hear on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
When me and my friends go out in the town, we can't sit still, we can't sit down. We don't like to fight and we don't like to scuffle, but we dance all night doing the curly shuffle. Hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo. Well, yuck, 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 yuck. Yuck, 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 yuck. Well, we never miss a chance. We get up and dance and do the curly shuffle. Well, me and my friends love Larry and Mo. We love Curly's brother Shemp and his fat clone Joe. It's such a delight to boogie and hustle, dancing all night doing the curly shuffle. Hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo. Well, yuck, 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 yuck. Yuck, 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 yuck. Well, we never miss a chance. We get up and dance and do the curly shuffle. That's right. Well, me and my friends, we all love to see comedy classics on late night TV. Those knuckleheads love to get in a scuffle. They push and they shove, doing the curly shuffle. Hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo. Well, yuck, 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 yuck. Yuck, 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 yuck. Look at the grouse, look at the grouse, look at the grouse, look at the grouse. Well, we never miss a chance. We get up and dance and do the curly shuffle. Right, we do the curly shuffle. What'd you say? We do the curly shuffle. That's what I thought you said. We do the curly shuffle. We do the curly shuffle. Sweetly. We never miss a chance. We get up and dance and do the curly shuffle.
The last time you paid less but got more in return? It happens every day if you or a loved one has Medicare Advantage. $0 copays and an average of $2,500 less out-of-pocket annually, but more benefits like dental, hearing, and vision. More prevention and screenings to keep people healthy. More care for less money. No wonder 33 million seniors choose Medicare Advantage. Visit MedicareAdvantageMajority.org to learn more. Paid for by Medicare Advantage Majority.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, they clicked on the blue button. We sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day and upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. We also let them know about AccuNet's property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, no appraisal required. When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval did include that most powerful phrase, no appraisal required, and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with the local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. We'll also likely save you $1,000 to $3,000 in closing costs for exactly the same rate as your bank. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzek. Have you been to the Hounds and Tap yet? In Menominee Falls, this state-of-the-art facility and the ultimate hangout for hounds and humans. Grab a drink at the indoor-outdoor tavern, let your dogs hang out. You can even book professional grooming services, from pedicures to full spa treatments. Every day is a play day at the Hounds and Tap. Hang out with your dog and others, or drop your dog off for doggy daycare or doggy boarding services. Check out thehoundsandtap.com. That's thehoundsandtap.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
At 7 o'clock, it's 70 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy and mild, a low of 56 by the lake and 51 inland. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Gatso. Milwaukee police released body camera video from an officer-involved shooting.
Let me see your hands! Drop the gun! Shots fired, officer involved! Shut out the gun! Drop it!
Officers responding to reports of a shooting just after 8:30 a.m. on October 4th near 68th and Capitol. The armed suspect exited the residence onto a second-story porch and refused to respond to officers' commands to drop the weapon. A Milwaukee police officer fired at the suspect, who retreated back into the residence. Tactical teams eventually found the 33-year-old man dead from a gunshot wound. An investigation shows it was the officer's bullet that killed him. A separate 33-year-old was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. The 28-year-old officer who was placed on administrative duty. Court proceedings are moving forward for a pair of accused in the death of a toddler from Two Rivers.
Jesse Vang appeared in court Monday via Zoom, where he did not speak as Judge Robert DeWayne scheduled Vang's next appearance.
Mr. Vang, your preliminary hearing will be set for October 24th at 3 o'clock.
Meanwhile, Katrina Bauer waived her right to a preliminary hearing and will next appear for her arraignment October 30th. Both Bauer and Vang have been charged in connection to the death of Bauer's son Elijah Vu, whose remains were discovered in a wooded area near Two Rivers in September after he had gone missing in February. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Indicted for health care fraud. 34-year-old Lakia Jackson of Milwaukee faces federal charges for providing $3.7 million for prenatal services that women never received. Jackson owned We Care Services in 2020, which offered prenatal and child care coordination services to at-risk and low-income pregnant women in Milwaukee. Between June 2020 and December 2021, she allegedly submitted millions in fraudulent claims to Medicaid for the unused services and gave kickbacks to women to sign up for the services they never used. Jackson's felony charges include healthcare fraud, aggravated identity theft, and money laundering. A new study shows those with a younger onset of a type of diabetes have a much greater risk of dying compared to the general population. Here's CBS's Matt Piper.
People with younger onset type 2 diabetes, those 40 and younger, have a nearly 4 times higher risk of death compared to the general population. The study, published in The Lancet Diabetes and Endocrinology, also found that adults with later onset TD2 have a 1.5-fold risk of death. They also identified that a lower age at diagnosis was associated with a higher risk of incident diabetes-related complications like poor blood sugar control. The study followed 4,500 people, 25 to 65 years old, and over a 30-year period.
The study authors say their data support the need to develop strategies to provide high-quality care for young adults with TD2. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Siding Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 7:04.
When you work with us, you'll know what you're going to get. And most importantly, you'll know exactly what you're going to pay us to list and sell your home. Talk to any Benefit Realty agent and ask about our commission. You will always get the same answer. You may find that others aren't ready to be as straightforward as we are right off the bat. They may try to meet with you first, and from there, you'll probably have to haggle your commission. And if you're lucky, you might be able to get them to reduce their commission to what we charge. But who wants that? Benefit Realty is going to make this easy for you with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. And we even one-up it from there. We cap our commission so that no matter what size property you're selling for the listing side of your sale, your savings will be substantial. And if you're selling a luxury portfolio kind of home, substantial is an understatement. And finally, if you're not happy at any time with the service you're getting, we won't hold you to the term of your contract. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
I have done in my career literally thousands of joint replacements.
Meet Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, National Medical Director at QC Kinetics, an acclaimed orthopedic surgeon who now advises patients try all they can do to avoid the knife and consider regenerative medicine.
I myself was able to continue skiing for 10 years after my knees started to be a problem because I accessed regenerative medicine.
Now, after 20 years of study, research, teaching, publications, and clinical experience, Dr. Scheinkup is regarded as one of America's true pioneers.
This is the future of medicine.
Dr. Scheinkup came to QC Kinetics after seeing what they were doing around the country, helping tens of thousands of patients get lasting relief from joint pain with no surgery and no drugs.
QC is so far ahead of the game in its science, its protocols, its people, its facilities.
Call now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Packers improved to 5-2 after Sunday's 24-22 win over the Houston Texans.
He's got this to win it. Low snap, the kick. It is good.
It's the third straight win for the Packers, who head next to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars on Sunday. The Lions and Vikings are both 5-1. ESPN reports Milwaukee Bucks forward Chris Middleton is expected to miss Wednesday's regular season opener against the Philadelphia 76ers as he continues to rehab from off-season ankle surgeries. The World Series begins Friday in Los Angeles with the Dodgers hosting the New York Yankees. And taking a look at the roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic, looks like we've got a crash on 94 West at Highway 175 South Brewers Boulevard. That is pulled over to the right shoulder, but we're just seeing a tiny bit of a delay there at the Stadium Interchange. And another thing to watch out for on the ramp from 41-894 North to 94 East, the right shoulder there, we've got a crash pulled over as well.
Traffic is sponsored by Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
And taking a look at your WTMJ forecast, tonight partly cloudy skies and mild temperatures, a low of 56 by the lake and 51 inland. Tuesday, partly cloudy with a chance for showers, a high of 72. Wednesday, partly cloudy, breezy and cooler, a high of 60. On Thursday, partly cloudy with a high of 63. Friday, partly cloudy with another chance for showers, a high of 61. Right now in Madison, it's 71 degrees. In Green Bay, also 71. In Waukesha, it's 68. And in Milwaukee, it's 70 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
How you doing on this Monday evening, on this warm Monday evening? 68 degrees right now in downtown Milwaukee. Clear skies, soak up all the warmth while we can, because I feel like the bone-chilling damp weather is going to come soon enough. This is a gift here on October 21st. I'm Sandy Maxx here till 9 o'clock on this supersized episode of What's on Tap, and I'm excited for some of the things in store. Have a laugh with comedian Pat McGann. He is going to be in town next Wednesday, not next Wednesday, 2 weeks, November 6th, because it's the day after Election Day, but he'll be in town, Pat McGann, opening for Sebastian Maniscalco at Fiserv Forum. And Pat, Chicago comedian, spent a little bit of time with me, so you'll hear highlights from that conversation. And Back to the Future Day. We're going to celebrate here on the radio if that's one of your very favorite movies, and also update you on all the different things all the different ways you can enjoy Back to the Future now 3 decades after it first appeared on movie screens. And 'tis the season for Halloween. Been researching Halloween events to share with you. And gosh, I hope you had a great weekend. Did you get outside, do some yard work, hang up some extra Halloween decorations, take a walk? It was just so lovely. Cheer on the Packers. Victory Monday always feels a little bit better. If you want to share highlights from your warm, wonderful weekend, maybe you saw fall colors at a particularly spectacular place up north, I'm open. Give a call on the talk and text line 855-616-1620 and keep that phone number handy, 855-616-1620, because you might have questions for my next guest. Because one of the things that was happening in Milwaukee this weekend was the Paranormal Conference. The Milwaukee Paranormal Conference was happening on Saturday at the Irish Cultural and Heritage Center on Wisconsin Avenue, which is a beautiful old church. So I'm wondering if there's anything paranormal going on in that building now. But T. Krulos is a well-known author in town. He is full of information about Wisconsin lore, everything from the Beast of Bray Road and UFO sightings. T can update us on the research that he has done in the journalistic and book writing world. And he is one of the organizers of the Milwaukee Paranormal Conference. So we will find out lore and this spooky season right here in Wisconsin next with author T. Krulos on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Fall is on its way, which means you need to make sure your house is up to snuff before the cold hits. WTMJ's Debbie Loziga here for the WTMJ Home Improvement Showcase. Join us every week as we highlight services provided by our great partners, including Comfort Awnings and Bruce's team with Realty Executives Integrity. And they'll get you and your home ready for whatever season Wisconsin holds. It's the WTMJ Fall Home Improvement Showcase. Find out more at WTMJ.com.
Hey, I'm Sandy Maxx with WTMJ, here to tell you about my friends at Three Pillars in Dousman. They are number one, the top-rated senior community in Wisconsin, and they're building a one-of-a-kind active adult community called The Fields at Three Pillars on their 300-acre campus. Absolutely beautiful, especially at this time of year. And The Fields at Three Pillars opens next year. You can find out more at an upcoming info session. Even get treated to a free lunch. You can tour the campus, check out all the high-end finishes going into the Fields, and learn more about their expansion. Get more info at threepillars.org or call them 262-965-3404 today.
In 1964, we were making strides towards space travel.
Mary Poppins was the #1 movie in theaters.
And the Beatles were taking America by storm.
Which was long before I was born.
Facts. 1964 is also the year it all started for Richlands Tire and Service Centers. 60 years of continuous growth and more happy customers than you can shake a stick at.
Okay, the streamers are a bit overkill. It's just us in the studio.
All right. But it's important to know accomplishments like these aren't possible without a dedicated team. So hats off to them and our founder, my dad, Dick Manchke, for understanding the importance of customer focus.
Facts. There's no 60 years of anything without you, the customer, which is why our focus will remain on you and only you for years to come.
Thank you from all of us here at Richlands Tire and Service Centers.
Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Any exterior remodeling company can give you a lot of good reasons to get a new roof, siding, windows and doors, or masonry work. Aesthetic appeal alone or just resale value help it all make sense. But I'm compelled to continue to tell you what sets Semper Fi apart from the rest. What you're going to get from Semper Fi is a reputation that is backed by an undeniable stack of proof that we are who we say we are. Our character is guided by a level of trust and accountability which not only holds our teams together, but also keeps our reputation intact. And ultimately, that means leaving you satisfied. So when you're about to make that big investment in your home, isn't that what you want? This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vetrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
He did the Monster Mash. It was a graveyard smash.
It's a song to put you in a happy holiday Halloween mood, the Monster Mash. And there's a reason that we're playing this. Rolling out the orange carpet for author T. Krulos. T, how are you?
Having me here during my favorite time of the year.
Well, I'm so happy I got to meet you with Molly Snyder.
Yeah.
A few months ago, you and Molly co-founded the QWERTY Fest.
Yes.
QWERTY, those letters on top of your keyboard, to celebrate the typewriter.
Yes, me and Molly are both writers. We have a love for typewriters, so we do a celebration every year because the typewriter was invented here, and we feel it's something that should be celebrated. So
what a great way
fun.
to preserve history and turn people on to that. It's such a percussive, it's just such a great feeling to actually punch a key and hear it resonate and instead of the silence that we get with our cell phones. But I love that you're preserving that in such a fun way to have a festival. But when I got to get to know you a little bit during the QWERTY Fest interview, I was discovering how many books you had written, particularly about Wisconsin lore and legends. And I just was very excited. So I keep an eye, and I remember telling you then, I was like, you have to come back in October. You are full of stories, and we're going to get to some of your experiences, and I mean experiences with the Beast of Bray Road, the Hodag, and some of these other legends that are they or aren't they? So, because you've done your real research, and something else that you've done your real research on that you just released, you had a big party for it yesterday.
Yes.
Political Monsters. Yeah. What is this project?
Yeah, it's a very unusual theory. So I did not start this theory, but I've elaborated on it. And the theory dates back to 2008 when a writer was like, hey, you ever notice how there's more vampire movies made during Democratic Party administrations and there's more zombies during Republican ones? And that theory kind of circulated, and I looked into it. And I guess, like, the idea is that these monsters have a subliminal fear of the party in power, right? The Democratic Party has vampire-like tendencies, especially according to people who don't like them, of course, whereas Republicans are seen as more like a zombie horde. So before your phone banks fill up with angry callers, I'm not trying to make a political point with this. But, I thought about that.
A pop culture observation. But you really, it reminds me of the pop culture observation that hemlines go up and down with the economy doing better or worse. That shorter hemlines, business is booming. Longer hemlines, we're getting real conservative. So that's what it reminded me of when I first saw this. But you have data. You really dug into this. You're a researcher. You're a journalist. You're not here to just poke fun and be inflammatory, like you said. I was like, I'll let you know what we get on the WTMJ talking text line, 855-616-1620. But the Political Monsters, How Presidents Influence Horror Movies is a zine. Some would call it a pamphlet, but it's more of a handcrafted, but
there's
great
an ebook version of it too.
Fun illustrations that you can see on the WTMJ live YouTube stream. It's a really fun illustration by local artist.
Yeah, local artist Ashley Altadonna drew the cover art, which features some politicians in their monster form.
Maybe they look like they're dressed up for Halloween. But so what are the trends and data of vampires, zombies? Are there other monsters involved in
So when I first heard of this theory, I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense. And, later when I looked at the data, I was like, oh, it actually checks out. Like Carter, for example, 25 vampire movies, only 13 zombie movies during his administration. But then if you look at the Reagan years, the zombie movies shoot way up to 86, and there's only 78 vampire movies. So I'm like, okay, it checks out, But then something very interesting happened. I kind of had forgotten about this theory, but in 2019, I noticed that Joker movie came out.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, yeah.
Yes, and then It Part 2, the two-part It adaptation of Stephen King's book. And I was like, weird that there's these killer clown movies coming out this year. Like, these are big movies, you know? And so I was like, I wonder what's going on. And I kind of looked into it, and I saw that there was a lot of, like, low-budget killer clown things. And I was like, I think that Trump broke this theory.
Oh, he disrupted everything. We moved from vampires and zombies into a whole new genre.
And it makes sense
of scary movies.
I mean, Trump, of course, he's running as a Republican, but many people refer to his followers as the MAGA party because he's kind of a different type of Republican. So I think that that's what disturbed the theory. And after I looked into it, I discovered that we had the highest spike in killer clown movies in film history during the Trump administration.
So see the data, it's so bizarre. But now, then what happened in 2020 when Biden was elected?
So it was funny because I wrote a little bit about that in 2019. It was just kind of an observation piece. And then I forgot about it again until last year.
Which is healthy. It means you're not obsessed with this. You're more curious about it.
Well, I was like, okay, I said what I had to say about that. But it wasn't over because then last year I noticed that The Last Voyage of the Demeter, Renfield, these are all vampire movies. This year there's a remake of Nosferatu coming out in December. And I was like, oh, of course. Biden's president. He's a Democrat. The vampire movies are back now. And sure enough, like when I looked at the numbers, again, killer clown movies are down. Vampire movies are up. And so, again, this theory has something to it, I think.
I love that you did the research. And just what an amusing observation that and your zine has the graphs and has the research and cites your sources.
Yes.
So it will be very interesting for you to research whatever happens on November 5th. It will be very interesting to see if the trend continues.
Yeah, well, now it has my full attention, so I am going to be paying attention to what happens moving forward and see.
Because the other thing is, what if the trend bucks and you have a whole new genre of horror? If it's all mummy films or some
werewolves,
werewolves, exactly.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think if Trump wins, then it's definitely possible we'll see more killer clown, evil clown type movies. If Kamala wins, I mean, she's pretty much established Democratic candidate, but she would be the first woman president, so maybe that's going to change the theory a little bit as well. We'll have to see.
It is Political Monsters, How Presidents Influence Horror Movies, from local author T. Krulos, who's done his research. Where can we get this zine?
Oh, so it's available at a local bookshop called Lion's Tooth. You can also go to my website, tkrulos.com, and there's information on where you can order a print copy or get the ebook version.
And Lion's Tooth, fun spot in Bayview.
Yes.
And that's TEA, like drinking tea, TEAKRULOS. Now, you have done more monster writing, and I want to ask you about some of the things you may or may not have seen on your paranormal tour that you guided on Saturday night. More Halloween Wisconsin style with T. Krulos next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
So here's why you'd want an Armstrong air heat pump. Consider it a powerful electric backup to your gas furnace that can do the work of your furnace very efficiently. That means lower energy bills. And it has a rock-solid 12-year warranty and can act as an AC unit too. But here's the real gist of it. With all the government tax credits you get, you almost get the darn thing free. So see the man in the red van to get reliable efficiency from an Armstrong air heat pump.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality heating, quality heating.
Once you've lived with it, you know there's no comparison. Hydronic heating is the best in comfort. And when it comes to hydronic heating, the man in the red van can do it all with a 96% efficiency modulating heat boiler, slant fin wall-mounted radiating heat, cast iron radiators, or how about in-floor heat that we can even lay in below your new driveway on your new home build, so you never have to shovel. Now we're talking.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality heating, quality heating.
At Erickson's Landscape Supply, we have durable, maintenance-free polywood patio furniture and #1 grade treated natural pine Amish-made patio furniture. And we also have a wonderful assortment of concrete benches, statues, and fountains available in a selection you just gotta see to believe. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less, plus a whole lot more. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection or stop on in today. He told us to load 4 yards into his 8-foot bed, but we knew that 3 full, honestly measured yards were going to fill his truck bed to the rim. After we proved that, he told us the other guys have been telling him he's been getting 4 yards in there for years. Honest measurements and honest folks who just want to do you right. So you come back. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory is arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Getting you in that Halloween mood with local stories. We're going to talk about some Wisconsin legends and paranormal experiences with author T. Krulos in the studio with me. And T, we've been talking about your brand new zine called Political Monsters, How Presidents Influence Horror Movies, a pop culture phenomenon that you researched thoroughly. You can learn more. T. Krulos, TEAKRULOS.com at T's website. But I saw you Saturday night.
Right.
I was walking on the way to the safe house from the Riverwalk, basically where the Bronze Fonz is.
Yeah.
And my friend Lori and I were like, oh my gosh, is that a group waiting to get into Safe House? It's still a thing. And I was like, well, no, that looks more like Newsroom Pub. It was about 30 people. And so as we walked by, I was like, hey, that's T.
Yeah.
I know him. That's the paranormal tour
Yes.
that you guide.
Yeah.
How was it on such a warm Saturday evening?
It's great. It's a really fun seasonal job that I have. I lead tours for American Ghost Walks. They're a company that started here in Milwaukee, actually, and they now do tours in several different cities around the Midwest. And I lead a tour called The Shadow of City Hall. So we stop by the Pabst Theater, City Hall, Pfister Hotel, Hilton Garden Inn, Riverside Theater, and Newsroom Pub, because the Newsroom Pub's mascot is a mummified cat named Anubis. So it kind of fits in with the theme. But all those places I mentioned are supposed to be haunted and have had multiple people who have had supernatural experiences at them.
Really?
So it's a really fun tour. I get to share those stories. And of course, I love storytelling, and I love to see the look on people's faces when I get to some of the creepier parts of the story.
What's a fact on that Shadows of City Hall tour that seems to surprise people?
Well, I think something that not a lot of people know about, I didn't know about it, was that City Hall actually had a problem in the 20s through the early 40s where people killed themselves inside of the building by jumping from the upper floors into the lobby.
Because that's heartbreaking, because when you walk into City Hall and you look up, you just admire all that beautiful iron railings all the way up to, what is that, 6 or 7? It's probably taller than that.
Yeah. And it's hard to imagine this, but they actually solved the problem by putting giant nets in the atrium there that would catch people if they tried to jump.
That's a simple solution, and I'm glad they did that. I'm glad that's been prevented now. But yes, that is jaw-dropping.
So, and a lot of people, like I say, don't know that, and so they're very surprised to learn that. And then some of the security guards who have worked there said that they hear ghostly footsteps in the hallway, and doors will close by themselves, and they'll hear other strange noises. So, City Hall is haunted.
And how do you, I'll ask this shortly, because you have written books about paranormal experiences. So My quick question, and we'll get back to it though, is do you believe that there are ghosts in City Hall based on your experiences?
I don't. I can't say that for sure. I guess I like to be pretty confident if I'm going to say something. I do believe that people have had these experiences, whatever they are, because they seem to be very genuine about it. So I think they are experiencing something. What exactly these ghosts or whatever it is, I'm not exactly sure what causes that. But,
and you've been with ghost hunters and paranormal seekers and with
a lot of very
equipment.
late nights, yes.
So we'll talk about that, how you did research for one of your books, so we can explore these supernatural occurrences. More with author T. Krulos next on What's on Tap. Now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center with Jessica Gatzo.
Thanks, Sandy. Vice President Kamala Harris is at the Sharon Lynn Wilson Center for the Arts in Brookfield as we speak for a conversation with former Congresswoman Liz Cheney, the event being moderated by Charlie Sykes. It's a town hall setup with an audience and voters on stage. No injuries after an ethanol plant fire in Johnson Creek. Astalan Bio's CEO Jeff Eastman confirms that a fire occurred at one of the dryers at their facilities, but that local firefighters quickly contained the blaze. The plant is currently shut down while the cause of the fire is being investigated. The company says no environmental impacts or hazards have been identified at this time. Astalan Bio is Wisconsin's largest ethanol plant. 2 students are safe after an armed robbery near Marquette. The incident happened just after 9 p.m. on Sunday night near 16th and State. A male suspect approached 2 Marquette female students, displayed a weapon, and demanded their wallets. The suspect then took both girls' backpacks and fled. No one was injured. Marquette police are looking for an African-American man in his mid-20s or early 30s, about 5 feet 10 inches tall, last seen wearing a gray sweatshirt, gray sweatpants, and a black ski mask. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. Looking mostly clear on the roads at this moment. No incidents or delays right now. And time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight we have partly cloudy skies, mild temperatures, a low of 56 by the lake and 51 degrees inland. On Tuesday, partly cloudy with a chance for showers, a high of 72. Wednesday, partly cloudy, breezy and cooler, a high of 60. On Thursday, partly cloudy, a high of 63. Friday, still looking cloudy with another chance for showers, a high of 61. Right now in Madison, it's 70 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 70 as well. In Waukesha, it's 67. And in Milwaukee, it's 69 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatzo, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:32.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, they clicked on the blue button. We sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day and upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. We also let them know about AccuNet's property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, no appraisal required. When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval did include that most powerful phrase, no appraisal required, and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with the local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. We'll also likely save you $1,000 to $3,000 in closing costs for exactly the same rate as your bank. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
$1 doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin, the buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
The Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales, Luther Gray.
James Imaging has been a wonderful partnership with the Milwaukee Symphony and just great to work with.
In what ways?
If an issue does arise, they're very prompt, polite, and professional. It makes me feel empowered because I find it very easy to resolve something.
Luther James Imaging Systems is a local business technology company that stands with their clients over the long term.
Yes, before, during, and after the sale, James Imaging is there, and they are making sure you get the full value in life of every product that you have with them.
Luther, any advice for others looking for a long-term business technology partnership?
I would tell them that James Imaging is the way to go.
Start your business technology partnership with James Imaging Systems today. It's easy to do. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Is thinning hair or receding hairline making you feel self-conscious? Try Hair Grow from New Nordic. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start feeling your best with Hair Grow.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Getting you in the Halloween spirit with some spooky stories. Are they true? Are they not? I have a paranormal enthusiast. Should we call you an expert?
Yeah, I mean, I have a little bit of expertise. I don't know everything, but I know a lot.
And you're part of the Milwaukee Paranormal Conference, which just happened on Saturday. Talking with author T. Krulos, who is a wealth of information about the spiritual and supernatural worlds right here in Wisconsin. And tell us about the book you wrote in 2015 called Monster Hunters.
Yeah, it was such a great experience. I'd finished my first book, and my publisher of that asked what I was interested in working on next. And I was like, I've always been a little curious about these people I see on TV, on shows like Ghost Hunters, and they're looking for evidence of the paranormal. And that's a topic that's had my interest since I was a kid. I used to love to read books about UFOs and Bigfoot and all that fun stuff.
All the mysteries.
And they were interested in it because paranormal stuff can be good business, And so I kind of started to look into it. Who do I want to talk to for this? And I was very fortunate to find a local investigation team called the Paranormal Investigators of Milwaukee, and they're still around today. And they do multiple ghost investigations every year. They go into buildings, set up all their equipment, video and audio recording stuff, and try to get evidence of ghosts. And so
I can't help but think of Ghostbusters, but in a very charming way. But it's like, do they? You've seen them set this stuff up. Is it like Ghostbusters? Are they in uniforms with Geiger counter type things?
I have to say that the actual paranormal investigations are a lot less action-packed usually than Ghostbusters. It's a lot of sitting around in the dark, hoping something will happen, and it doesn't always happen. So it can be a long night. But they were very gracious in letting me hang out with them for over a year. I probably went on about 12 to 15 different investigations with them here in Milwaukee and in some other cities as well.
Is it people who maybe moved into a new house and are spooked, or
sometimes? Yes, yeah. And the paranormal investigators in Milwaukee are great because they try to take a very level-headed approach. I think sometimes people are actually disappointed by this. They'll point out that, you might think this is a ghost, but actually your floorboard is a little creaky here, and that's what's causing
your house is
movement.
shifted. Yeah, that's the simple, natural explanation.
Yeah, and sometimes people are relieved, and sometimes
that's what
they're
I would want.
like,
yeah, I love a simple solution. I would much rather have that than somebody's Uncle Fred is still mad that he fell down the stairs or something.
Yeah. So I got to hang out with them a lot, which was really interesting. And I traveled around the country a little bit, I went to a UFO conference in Arizona.
That's the place to go.
Yeah, I went to the Cryptozoology Museum in Maine, which cryptozoology is kind of the study of Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster and other unknown animals or creatures. And so I met a pretty wide variety of people, and a lot of them were surprisingly normal, and, some of them weren't, but they were all interesting. That's
Why, for the people, especially when you can understand where someone would go off, become an enthusiast and go, oh my gosh, and kind of get obsessed with it.
Yeah.
But for the people who you say are normal, why do you think that the search for Bigfoot or these other seemingly mythical creatures appeals?
I think that they're, people really like to have mystery and adventure in their life. And some people solve that need by, mountain climbing or something, but other people are just kind of attracted to this idea that they might be the one who solves this mystery, and then they'll be famous forever, of course, and there's a little bit of fantasy involved sometimes, but I think it's just that curiosity about the unknown.
Monster Hunters. How long did you travel alongside Monster Hunters? And you said about a year or two?
Yeah, I worked on it about a year and a half, 2 years before I was done. And some books,
how do you know you're finished? Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I think some stories are never completely done because I still talk to some of those people that I met while I was working on that book. And you mentioned the Milwaukee Paranormal Conference. A lot of them participate in that. So, I'm still always interested to hear these stories and hear about interesting new cases and stuff like that.
What was a highlight of Saturday's Milwaukee Paranormal Conference, and how often does it happen?
It happens once a year, mid to late October. For the last couple of years, and I think it'll return there. It's been at the Irish Cultural and Heritage Center, which is a beautiful old building.
Yeah, the former church on Wisconsin Avenue.
Yeah, beautiful building. Supposed to be haunted as well, from what I hear.
Did you experience anything on Saturday that
No, I haven't.
lead you to believe that?
No, but I've heard stories from people that they've had experiences up by the stage and actually downstairs in the basement level of it as well. And it was a fun event as usual. It's a great forum where people can talk about these things openly. So I was part of a panel, and we discussed some classic Wisconsin legends and ghost stories.
Ooh, I want to ask you what was one of them, and then we'll dig a deeper in.
Well, it's been on my mind. I actually was able to write an article about this for this month's Milwaukee Magazine too, but the hodag is so great because it's a uniquely Wisconsin legend. Right?
Ooh.
Bigfoot, you'll find Bigfoot stories all over the country. But there's only one hodag, and that's from Rhinelander, Wisconsin.
We're going to get into the hodag legend full force next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
We found that the high road is worth the climb, and it's less crowded. At Semperfi, everything we do is done to the best of our ability. There are no shortcuts. It's pretty simple. We do what we say we're going to do because we fully understand that a reputation is never given. It's always earned. It is in our nature to keep our values intact so that when we leave your job, you'll be right there to shake our hand with satisfaction. We've installed massive flat roofs and shingled huge churches, schools, and all kinds of homes from modest to extravagant, all with integrity and pride in our work. And we're going to keep doing it for generations to come. That's what Always Faithful means to us. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semperfi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semperfi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semperfi.
Those who don't have 20/20 vision usually do something about it. But many who can't breathe freely through their nose just live with it, not realizing they can have 20/20 breathing. At Advent, we're out to change that. With 20/20 breathing, you'll have fewer sinus infections, more energy, you'll sleep better, and you will live better. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. In 2006, Advent pioneered the balloon sinuplasty procedure. And since, thousands of our patients can tell you, this simple 20-minute in-office solution really works. Balloon sinuplasty can give you 20/20 breathing so you can breathe freely through both nostrils with your mouth closed day and night. And that can change your life.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary.
Hey, it's 620 WTMJ's Kristen Bry. I officially have a new dentist. I just had my first cleaning and checkup with Dr. James Michaels at Economwalk Dental Care, and I can't say enough about him and his awesome staff. Do you want your best smile for all those holiday family photos that are coming up? Have you not been to the dentist in a while? Do you have a fear of going to the dentist? Whatever reason you have for needing a new dentist, I am here to tell you to go see Dr. Michaels. He understands your apprehension about going to the dentist and will get you on the best care plan to get you confident about your smile. Whether you need a simple cleaning and exam, a teeth whitening, a more complex dental procedure, or even an implant for missing teeth, Economwalk Dental will always make you feel as comfortable as possible and give you and your family an amazing smile. Are you worried about cost? At Economwalk Dental Care, affordable quality dentistry is no longer a dream. It's the reality. Dr. Michael's fantastic staff can help you out with a no-interest payment plan. We all have to go to the dentist, so do not put it off any longer. Call and make an appointment today. You deserve to feel confident about your smile, so go see my new dentist, Dr. James Michaels at Economwalk Dental Care.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
It's the Halloween season. I'm Sandy Maxx, joined by author T. Krulos on What's on Tap as we discuss Wisconsin Halloween stories that have lived on for years. And T, you just brought up the hodag.
Right.
For anybody who didn't grow up in Wisconsin, can you explain the hodag?
Yeah, I'm just realizing how weird that must be if you are not from here and someone's like, oh, yeah, it looked like a hodag or something. You're like, oh, what? So it's such a fun story. In the late 1800s in Rhinelander, there was a land surveyor who worked for a lumber company, and he hung out with lumberjacks a lot. His name was Eugene Shepard, and why anyone fell for this, I don't know, because he already had sort of a reputation of being a prankster. But he came into town one day, and he said he was walking in the woods, and he managed to take a photograph of this hideous creature. And he showed the photograph, and again, seeing this photo, you're like, how did anyone fall for this? But this was an era before we had CGI, obviously, before we even had monster movies. So this photograph, what it actually is Eugene Shepard carved this monster out of wood, and then he took some old bull horns and he made these hideous fangs and claws and a row of spines down this creature's back. And he said it was called a hodag, which kind of comes from lumberjack lore. They would call a hodag was supposed to be the spirit of an ox, actually. So he has this monster photo, and lots of people believe that it's real. For a long time, actually. For several years, he kept this prank going. But what happened was he had gotten a tent at the Oneida County Fair, and he had a friend hide underneath this cage and kind of move this wooden monster that he made and growl. And it was very dark in there.
I was just going to say, it had to have been dark.
Yeah, yes. And the Smithsonian Institute was like, they heard about it, and they're like, well, we're going to go check this unusual animal out. And then he was kind of busted, and he had to be like, all right, I was just fooling all of you this whole time. But the hodag then became sort of the mascot of Rhinelander. It's the high school football team is called the Hodags. They have a giant hodag statue outside of their tourist department. And
there's a hodag music festival.
Right,
that's
hodag
how
music
I'd heard of it.
festival,
I thought it was
right.
kind of a nonsense word like Lollapalooza. I didn't know a hodag was a creature.
There is a hodag store that sells nothing but hodag merchandise and memorabilia for tourists. So it's a big deal.
I want to
big
see
green
that
deal.
original photo.
Oh, it's great. It's there's the original photo, and then there's kind of a fun photo where Eugene Shepard and all of his friends are posing around it with pitchforks and weapons, like they're trying to
They're
capture
conquering it. Yeah.
Yeah, if you go to the Wikipedia page, you can for hodag, you can see those photos.
Proud legend of Rhinelander. How fun. There's also another legend, the Beast of Bray Road.
Bray Road, yeah. Such a good story. This one's a little different because this is one that people have actually claimed that they've seen. More than one person, too. And the story kind of unraveled in the early 90s. There was a newspaper reporter named Linda Godfrey who went on to write several books, and they're all really good Halloween season reading, by the way. Sadly, she passed away a couple of years ago, but she leaves behind this incredible body of work writing about monsters. But it all started with this. The newspaper was getting reports that people were seeing this werewolf-like creature running around in the cornfields outside of Elkhorn, Wisconsin. So, she was like, this has got to be a joke or something. But she actually talked to some of these witnesses, and they were very adamant that they had seen this. One of them had actually seen this creature munching on some roadkill on the side of the road. And Linda went to the local animal control center, and she was like, okay, like, don't laugh at me, but people have been talking about this thing. And the guy at the animal control said, hang on a second. He comes back, he has a folder, a manila folder, and it's labeled werewolf reports. And he starts showing her these, calls that people had made saying that they had seen this thing.
Because if it's a werewolf, then it's not like, oh, it's a bony coyote, don't worry about it. You're like, yeah, there seems to be enough.
Yeah, I don't know.
In the dark, if you're scared.
I always try to, even though it's not fun, I try to think of logical explanations. So I'm like, this could have been maybe an animal with mange. If you've ever seen an animal suffering from mange, sometimes they look really weird. And especially if you're driving down a country lane with no lights and your headlights fall on this, could be something weird like that. But I mean, people have very vivid descriptions of seeing it walking upright and, creeping
in
around.
A cornfield,
so.
yeah. And then, with a taste for roadkill.
Yeah.
But you say it could be. And then, but the next part is, but then again.
Then again, who knows?
What if it isn't? And you find yourself face to face with the beast of Bray Road.
There was this wave of sightings in the 90s, but I'll say people to this day in the Elkhorn area have reported seeing something similar to this.
Wow.
So
That's fascinating.
Maybe still out there.
We have time for one more chat. I want to find out what's another one of your very favorite, maybe legends or paranormal stories or thoughts that you'd like to share. Because we'll take a quick break, but also, again, the WTMJ Talk and Text line is open, 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. If you have a question for T. Krulos and you've seen the Beast of Bray Road, or you have a question about a different legend here in Wisconsin that you'd like answered.
Yeah, one I'll mention quickly. I mentioned it when I was talking about the tour. I mean, it's just so classic. The Pfister Hotel, right here in downtown Milwaukee, has so many ghost stories about it. And it's very legendary because so many Major League Baseball players have had these very strange and frightening supernatural experiences there. I'm not just talking about one or two. I did the research for this for an article, and my list was about 26 or 27 names long, all baseball players who said that something creepy happened to them.
I think Mookie Betts is on that list.
Mookie Betts is not on the list because, and he kind of went viral for this, he's like, hey, the Dodgers are staying at the Pfister. Guess who's not going to stay there? Me, because I know that place is haunted, and there's no way I'm spending the night.
So he didn't even get the chance to see anything paranormal.
Right, yeah. So, but many other people have, and it's just, it's a very beautiful hotel. But when you do walk into the lobby, you get a sense that this place has had a lot of history, and
it's a true landmark.
Anytime that's the case, there's usually a ghost story somewhere around the corner. So
more ghost stories and Wisconsin legends with author T. Krulos next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Decision Wisconsin on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Some folks feel anxiety about voting. One poll worker suggesting she is more confident than ever in the elections process.
Every storyline as the race to the White House heats up.
With less than 3 weeks until the 2024 election, the vice president is in Milwaukee this morning, waking up for a campaign blitz across Wisconsin.
We are your central hub for the 2024 presidential election. WTMJ.
Well, if you need flagstone for your new natural patio, Erickson's is the place to find it. We have the largest selection and 15 styles to choose from. And for decorative stone, Erickson's is your best choice. Our decorative stone is trucked in from all over the country. We buy straight from the quarry and cut out the middleman to keep your prices nice and low. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. So he said to me, boy, oh boy, do you got the boulders. And I said, you betcha. And he said, do you mind if I cherry pick? And I said, feel free. They're all beautiful and they're all granite. Sparkling pinks, blues, and grays from 4 to 36 inches. And they're all priced right because we buy direct from the source nationwide to give you the look you want. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
In 1964, we were making strides towards space travel.
Mary Poppins was the #1 movie in theaters.
And the Beatles were taking America by storm.
Which was long before I was born.
Facts. 1964 is also the year it all started for Richland's Tire and Service Centers. 60 years of continuous growth and more happy customers than you can shake a stick at.
Okay, the streamers are a bit overkill. It's just us in the studio.
All right. But it's important to know accomplishments like these aren't possible without a dedicated team. So hats off to them and our founder, my dad, Dick Mitchke, for understanding the importance of customer focus.
Facts. There's no 60 years of anything without you, the customer, which is why our focus will remain on you and only you for years to come.
Thank you from all of us here at Richland's Tire and Service Centers.
Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
Save big money at Menards. October is Fire Safety Month. From smoke and carbon monoxide alarms to fire extinguishers and more, Kidde Home Safety products keep your family protected in case of emergencies. Smoke and carbon monoxide alarms are perfect for your living spaces and doubles the detection and protection. Save big money on all Kidde products at Menards and check out our weekly flyer on menards.com for more great deals.
Save big money at Menards.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
It's the spooky Halloween season and kind of leaning into it since we've got all the way till October 31st to embrace the Wisconsin spookiness. Author T. Krulos has been with me, and there's time for one more question, T.
Yeah.
And it's from 414 on the WTMJ Talk and Text line. The New Jersey devil sightings in New Jersey are very similar to the Hodag, according to James, who texted in. But the Horicon Marsh story is crazy also. Happy Halloween.
Yeah.
What do you know about Horicon, T?
Well, I don't know Horicon Marsh specifically, but in Horicon, there was a very famous poltergeist case in the 80s. In fact, it was called the Tall Man House poltergeist. In fact, it was so famous that it was on an episode of Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, I remember that show.
It was kind of the classic spooky show, that talks about all sorts of stuff. But this family had apparently gotten a haunted bunk bed from a secondhand store, and all of this crazy stuff happened. They thought the kitchen was on fire, but it was an illusion. There was a ghost of like an older woman who was creeping out the kids at night. They saw shadowy figures inside of the house. And I love this because this is a very Wisconsin angle on a ghost story. Apparently, their snowblower started up and began snowblowing their driveway by itself.
Which some of us would pay for at certain times of year. But you're right, that is wild. So the poltergeist in Horicon.
Yeah.
Have we had any sightings in the past 10 years so?
I don't think so. The family eventually moved out of that house, and I don't know that.
Hopefully destroyed that bunk bed.
Yes. Yeah, I think that was part of the story, was they got rid of the bunk bed, and that solved the problem.
Wow.
People feel that, ghosts can attach to objects like that.
Interesting. Author T. Krulos, it has been such fun talking with you about Wisconsin legends and lore here at the Halloween season and all things paranormal. T's website is TEAKRULOS, tkrulos.com. And you can get his newest zine that is Political Monsters, How Presidents Influence Horror Movies. Interesting data and observations, and we'll see what kind of horror movies are on the big screen in the next 4 years.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and I hope everyone listening has a very happy Halloween season.
Thank you. WTMJ News is next.
We will only sell products we believe in, and we believe in Armstrong Air Furnaces. With variable speed blower and multi-stage performance, Armstrong Air's most advanced furnaces deliver the highest number of features, the most comfort, and the greatest efficiency. This is Anthony Zanevsky with Quality Heating. To me, Armstrong Air is the professional's choice. So see the man in the red van, and we'll get you a furnace you can rely on for the long haul.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality Heating, Quality Heating.
When you need emergency service 24/7, any time of the day, any day of the year, call Quality Heating. With one of Wisconsin's largest HVAC fleets, you can count on us being there in a hurry. So don't worry. This is Anthony Zanevsky with Quality Heating. When you're in a heating or air conditioning jam, just see the man in the red van. And he's going to have a master plan to make sure you stay comfortable.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality Heating, Quality Heating.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here. Admit it, you've been dealing with achy joint pain for so long. It's been so long you don't even remember when it started, when you used to feel good. You do the daily doses of medication, which basically just a Band-Aid. You've done the steroid shots, and it just doesn't last, and God knows what the long-term effects are. So let's talk real lasting relief. It is possible with the help from QC Kinetics. People in Milwaukee are reducing the inflammation, getting the mobility back, and most importantly, getting their lives back. Just call QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in cellular therapies, using your own body's healing properties. Find out if you're a candidate for regenerative treatments. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. Here's the number, 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, cutting-edge treatments that require no surgery, no drugs, and here's the best part, no downtime. You can go right to the office right after a treatment. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 8:01, it's 67 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy and mild, a low of 56 by the lake and 51 inland. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Gatso. Decision, Wisconsin. Vice President Kamala Harris is at the Sharon Lynn Wilson Center for the Arts in Brookfield as we speak for a conversation with former Congresswoman Liz Cheney. The campaign trail will continue with at least 5 days seeing a Wisconsin visit by the end of the week. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and former President Barack Obama will be in Madison Tuesday. They'll focus on encouraging early voting with an afternoon event at 1:30. Walz will then head to Racine Tuesday evening for a rally starting around 6:45. Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff will be in Kenosha on Thursday to encourage early voting. No further details have been made public on that event. The week ends with Minnesota First Lady Gwen Walz in Green Bay on Friday. Her morning event starts at 11:30. With early in-person voting set to begin Tuesday in Wisconsin, both parties are doing their best to encourage voters in the state to exercise their right.
And that's why former President Barack Obama will be here in Wisconsin to start talking more about don't wait till November 5th.
TMJ4 Chief Political Reporter Charles Benson. Obama's visit comes one day after Vice President Kamala Harris's visit to Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, all in one day.
When Donald Trump won, he knocked down that blue wall. He carried Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania.
Early in-person voting is the next phase in a country-shaping process.
The intensity of this election season just picks up another notch or two.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Roughly 300,000 absentee votes have already been cast in the state. Felony charges after a death at a flag football game. 30-year-old Gavanio Alvarez Morales of Milwaukee made his first appearance in court on Monday. He faces first-degree reckless homicide using a dangerous weapon, discharging a firearm in a school zone, and possessing a firearm on school grounds. The charges stem from a shooting during a youth flag football game at South Stadium on October 12th. A 47-year-old man died from gunshot wounds. Cash bond is set at $250,000. Overdose deaths are going down.
Nationwide, drug overdose deaths fell more than 12.5% in the 12 months ending in May, that according to the CDC. The drop is noticeable in areas of Wisconsin, too. Kenosha County Medical Examiner Patty Hall told a county committee hearing last week,
our autopsy numbers have actually gone down significantly.
What's the reasoning? Well, Kenosha County Public Health Director Lori Plamer credits Narcan.
One of the elements to the decrease in overdoses was a significant saturation of Narcan.
Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
American Family Field is getting another facelift. The stadium will receive infrastructure upgrades to the tune of nearly $8.5 million of tourism tax funds. The Milwaukee Business Journal's senior reporter Rich Kirchen tells WTMJ the project includes improving the seating around the ballpark as well as revamped signage around the stadium.
The signs, you don't think of this as sort of the wayfinding signage within the stadium, has not been updated since Miller Park opened. So they're going to be putting in some new signs, more modern signs.
The Southeast Wisconsin Professional Baseball District says the project will not be complete prior to next season. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:04.
Why settle for just the job when you could have a career in the exciting automobile industry? I'm Jim Token, president of ADAM, the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. The 115-member new car dealers that make up ADAM have extremely desirable service, technician, sales, administrative, and management positions available now, with new ones opening up every day. Whether you're just getting out of school or considering a career change, the salary and benefits are fantastic, and the potential for advancement is unlimited. The first word in career is car, and one of the best places to find a great career opportunity is at an ADAM new car dealer. Live the life you've always imagined. What you do today can improve all your tomorrows.
Go to work happy when you go to work in the auto industry. For current great paying job opportunities, visit adam.jobs. That's ADAMM.jobs.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Packers improved to 5-2 after Sunday's 24-22 win over the Houston Texans. It's the third straight win for the Packers, who head next to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars on Sunday. ESPN reports Milwaukee Bucks forward Chris Middleton is expected to miss Wednesday's regular season opener against the Philadelphia 76ers as he continues to rehab from off-season ankle surgeries. The World Series begins Friday in Los Angeles with the Dodgers hosting the New York Yankees. Taking a look at the roads with your Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. Looks like we have a disabled vehicle on 94 West at Highway 175 South that is blocking the right shoulder. Otherwise, roads are looking clear this evening.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. Financial and retirement planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Ready for you at AnnexWealth.com.
And taking a look at your WTMJ forecast. Tonight we have partly cloudy skies, mild temperatures, a low of 56 by the lake and 51 degrees inland. Tuesday, partly cloudy with a chance for showers, a high of 72. On Wednesday, partly cloudy, breezy, and cooler with a high of 60. Thursday, partly cloudy with a high of 63. On Friday, partly cloudy with another chance for showers, a high of 61. Right now in Madison, it's 69 degrees. In Green Bay, it's also 69. In Waukesha, it's 66. And in Milwaukee, it's 67 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, citing Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 8:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, a deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Welcome to the third hour of this supersized episode of What's on Tap, here with you till 9 o'clock. And I have enjoyed the first 2 hours. If you missed them, you can go back and catch up on the podcast, interviewing and getting the update on what's being screened at the annual Milwaukee Jewish Film Festival. Also got to visit with Phil Sklar, the co-founder and CEO of the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum, with a very special announcement right here on WTMJ. You heard it here first. If you know a Three Stooges fan, it's going to be very collectible bobbleheads that are talking bobbleheads that will be released tomorrow. And so it was fun to unveil that information. And we just spent the past hour learning about Wisconsin paranormal experiences and haunted places and spaces and legends at this spooky season with author T. Krulos. So you can catch up on the podcast, but we have a lot of fun lined up before 9 o'clock. Comedian Pat McGann, who is going to open for Sebastian Maniscalco on November 6th at Fiserv Forum. Got to spend a little bit of time chatting with him and his approach to comedy. And he's a Chicago guy, so is he looking forward to coming to Milwaukee? We'll find out in about 5 minutes. And also some TV shows to talk about, and Back to the Future Day. That is one of my boyfriend's most favorite movies. And back in the 80s when it came out, I think he saw it probably a dozen times in the theater because he and his friends enjoyed it that much. And it holds up. So we will celebrate Back to the Future Day and also look at some other Wisconsin Halloween events to make the most of our Halloween weekend through October 31st and have some fun. If you did something fun this weekend, though, good Lord, it was beautiful summer weather, and I hope you got to get out in it. I took a nice long walk in Grant Park yesterday to be along the lake and see the trees changing color. Got to hang out at a supper club and take in some theater. And producer Matt Yazel, what did you do this fine 70-degree weekend?
Yes, on the outdoors theme, my usual bike ride is through Lakeshore State Park because it's pretty close to Walker's Point. You know, you just go through the Third Ward a little bit, and then you're right there. And then if you want to make it a long bike ride, you keep going past the Art Museum, and you do the whole lake path. So I did that on Saturday, and it was awesome.
Yeah, because you get the lake view and
best views of the city, right along the lake. Nice wide path. It's great.
You did it right.
Yes.
Because you will not ever regret, 2 weeks ago, I was in a tank top on a two-wheeler up and down the lakefront. And now we've got a scarf and I have to have my ice scraper. So we know it's coming. So that's one of the things we love about being in Wisconsin is we fully embrace those, quote, 3 months of summer. But really, we've had a pretty mild year and been able to enjoy September and now October.
Oh, absolutely. I love a long summer before we get into the you-know-what.
Me too. And it was just funny. I watched one of the meteorologists last night, and bless the meteorologists' hearts. They are getting it from all sides. She made some comment about, well, I know a lot of people are ready for the cold weather. I'm like, oh, not this girl, not on this couch.
Yeah, and I'm with you.
And yeah, had all the windows open. It felt like spring cleaning yesterday, too, with all the windows open in the house, got some stuff done, got some free heat. Yeah, so life was good. So hopefully you're enjoying the good warm weather if you had to work through lunch, as sometimes it happens. Tomorrow, make sure you can take a lap, a walk around the block, or have a patio lunch tomorrow. Right now, 67 degrees in Milwaukee with clear skies. So enjoy it. We're going to have a laugh next with comedian Pat McGann on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Throughout history, some people have been born into greatness because of their name or family. Others gained greatness because of their actions. On Wisconsin's Morning News, we celebrate everyday heroes, the John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they woke up one morning they'd be saving a life. Everyday Heroes, Thursday at 6:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
Hi, I'm Tony Drake. Are you sure you're getting the most out of Social Security benefits? At Drake & Associates, we know that maximizing your Social Security is critical for a secure retirement. With the right strategy, you can potentially increase your lifetime benefits and secure a better future. But navigating the rules and timing can be complex. Don't leave your benefits to chance. Text SS to 414-409-9982 today to schedule a complimentary consultation and receive a free retirement ready toolkit. That's SS to 414-409-9982. Drake & Associates. Plan smart, retire happy.
Drake & Associates is an independent investment advisory firm that offers different investment vehicles. All insurance products are backed by the issuing insurance company. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only.
Any exterior remodeling company can give you a lot of good reasons to get a new roof, siding, windows and doors, or masonry work. Aesthetic appeal alone or just resale value help it all make sense. But I'm compelled to continue to tell you what sets Semper Fi apart from the rest. What you're going to get from Semper Fi is a reputation that is backed by an undeniable stack of proof that we are who we say we are. Our character is guided by a level of trust and accountability which not only holds our teams together, but also keeps our reputation intact. And ultimately, that means leaving you satisfied. So when you're about to make that big investment in your home, isn't that what you want? This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers. You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
It's tough being married with kids. It is difficult, right? But no one tells us. We just line up and do it. Why is that? There's no heads up, no warnings. There's opportunities, right? You know how many bachelor parties I was at? They brought a stripper? That's stupid. They should bring out a guest speaker. It's like, you fellas all set? All right, let's bring him out. This is Ken. Ken has been married for 9 years. He's got 4 kids. As you can see, he had to bring 2 of them here tonight.
He is comedian Pat McGann. Here on What's on Tap on WTMJ, we like to laugh, and we like it when comedy comes to town, and there's a big show coming to Milwaukee, November 6th. Sebastian Maniscalco and Pat McGann opening for him. And Pat McGann is a name that might sound familiar because he's from just the other side of the border, and they're both playing together at Fiserv Forum. Please welcome from Chicago, Pat McGann. How are you?
I'm doing great, Sandy. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. And Pat, we actually worked together about 4 years ago, sort of. The Chicago Midwest Emmy Awards 2020.
Yes.
You hosted virtually from different Chicago landmarks, and I got to be a presenter in Milwaukee. And you introduced me, did a toss, as the newscasters call it. So you've said my name.
Were you in front of the Fonzie statue?
I was, and I was also in front of the Milwaukee Art Museum.
I remember this. Yes. Oh, that's so funny. See? We meet virtually again.
We still can't be in the same room. Not yet. But I love that you mentioned the Bronze Fawn, since you are a Chicagoan. When you see Milwaukee's on your tour schedule, what immediately comes to mind for you?
Oh, I love it. I mean, it feels like so close to home. You know, I can get up to Milwaukee and back in the same night. It feels like a home game in a way. I've always loved the crowds in Wisconsin, I got to say. And it's kind of known in comedy that some of the best crowds are in Wisconsin, and Milwaukee especially. You know, I've done the Riverside Theater with Sebastian. I used to do the Comedy Cafe, and the Comedy Cafe was always a club that people wanted to work. You know, the Thursday night there used to be really like one of the hottest rooms going. You know, one of my first times performing outside of Chicago in a major market was Milwaukee. So that's when you feel like you're kind of climbing, you know, when you get to leave Chicago and do some things in cities nearby. It's a good feeling.
I'm glad you have that fondness. That's lovely to hear some of that comedy history. And when you started doing comedy in Chicago, were you doing the open mics at bars and that sort of size of a theater? Yeah,
I started out doing open mics. I was just trying to get it going, and then I started working at Zanies where I became the house MC. That's where I met Sebastian and started touring with him a few years ago. And it's been really a great ride.
What was that first meeting like with Sebastian Maniscalco at a Zanies in Chicago? When would it have been? You started touring in 2017. How long ago did you two meet?
We probably met like 2010, 2009 or 2010. He was starting to like sell out clubs. And he's from Chicago. He's from Arlington Heights. And we're around the same age, So it was very easy to connect with him. He also is kind of keeps to himself. So I just gave him space. And I think he always has appreciated that, He just does his thing. And, he's focused. I stay out of his way. And in the meantime, I get to learn a ton, watching him do his thing and getting to perform in front of his audiences has been really great for me.
You talk about him being focused. He's a powerhouse between acting and comedy and podcasting. I just am impressed with just what he gets done in his career so far.
My daughter went to go see the movie If, and she's texting me immediately after, is Sebastian in If? I think I heard his voice. Sure enough. And I didn't even know he was in it. He's got things going on that I'm not even aware of. Yeah, he's a busy man. Being back on tour, I think he's, in the stand-up mode again, which is great because he's a pure stand-up. When I say that, I'm talking about comics that love to perform in front of a live audience. They enjoy touring. They enjoy getting around the country and sharing their new material and going back to these markets, because that's what I've been able to experience. Like, you don't really get to know these towns until you go to them like 3-4 times. People are loving the live shows.
Talking with Pat McGann, comedian, and maybe you've seen When's Mom Gonna Be Home, a 2020 comedy special, and you filmed that at the Vic Theater in Chicago, and you talked about starting at open mics around Chicago when you're first starting. But Pat, now playing arenas. You've played Madison Square Garden, sold out. Now you're playing Fiserv Forum. Do you remember the first joke you told that got massive laughter in an arena instead of just like that intimate club vibe?
I'm trying to think what the first one was. The arena experience is different because of the round. I would think I was so focused on like not tripping on the cord or getting myself into like a Bugs Bunny twisted up situation. Walking in a circle was what I was more focused on. But I was probably just doing like stock material about, being a dad, having kids.
What is that feeling like, though, to hear thousands of people laughing at a joke? Because here's the one comparison I can make. I used to be a Milwaukee Brewers in-game host, so I'm the gal running around in the stands, and you get a sold-out crowd of about 42,000 baseball fans, and you say, "Let's get loud," and that whole place erupts and vibrates. That's a happy, happy feeling. But it's not a joke that I crafted. I just asked people to hoot and holler. To have people,
but it is whenever you hear like a mass of people like responding, it washes over you. It's an experience. But even like in a hot comedy club, you feel that. It's more like when you get like on a roll with these audiences and feel like, hey, we're having like a conversation now, like, and you're really getting, we're on the same page. It's validating, right? And it feels like, it's a little addictive, I think. After you get off stage, you kind of want to get back up there, especially if it's a hot crowd. So I'm lucky to be having that experience.
You get that momentum going. Well, Wednesday, November 6th, Fiserv Forum, Pat McGann opening for Sebastian Maniscalco. It's going to be big. It's going to be loud. It's obviously going to be funny. But, Pat, that's going to be the day after the presidential election. Will that event impact the comedy on stage that night, since it's just so topical?
That's in the back of my mind, but I got to keep it there. When I'm opening for Sebastian or opening for anyone, I kind of stick to some of the unwritten rules in comedy that you just respect. Like, it's his show. I'm not going to get too current. I leave all that for him. I might make a personal reference to Milwaukee or something like that. But, yeah, I stay out of the politics when I'm doing the Sebastian shows for sure.
That makes sense. And what made you laugh today? Something had to have.
What made me laugh today? Oh, my gosh. Yesterday, my son turned 10. My son served Mass this weekend, and he was telling me how the priest was telling him how to hold the book, and then there was another guy standing next to him repeating, and just hearing a 11-year-old describe Mass from the point of view of an altar boy, like, I live that myself, so I was really enjoying that.
I have to think that children provide a lot of comedy inspiration.
They do, but you have to listen to them, and sometimes you just don't feel like listening to them.
Spoken like a true
Now
dad.
they have feelings. You have to validate feelings now. You know what I'm saying, Sandy? Like kids now they have plural feelings. I had a feeling I had a feeling I should keep my mouth shut. Now they're like, hey, you know what we should do today? You know what I want for dinner? Like, is it your birthday today? Because why are you talking?
Well, Pat, safe travels. We are thrilled that you'll be coming back to Milwaukee and that you have such a fondness for us. And we'll see you on stage in Milwaukee November 6th at Fiserv Forum.
Really looking forward to it. Thanks, Sandy.
Which TV cast was in Milwaukee, Madison, and Waukesha on Saturday? It was not The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It was a different show that actually recently celebrated a 25th anniversary earlier this year. That's next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Miss any of the truth on WTMJ?
I'm representing the bull.
Maybe there's something wrong with me.
Catch the podcast wherever you get your podcasts and catch up on moments like this.
John, if you wanted to come on the show, all you had to do, you didn't have to make Biden quit to come on the show.
And listen to the truth on WTMJ every Sunday from 7 until 9 with Dr. Ken Harris and Denise Thomas, right here on 620 WTMJ.
Hey, this is Steve Scafidi for Advent. I had some snoring issues that kept my wife up at night. That led to poor sleep and a lot of tired mornings on the radio, and nobody wants that, trust me. But it's simply, my nose wasn't working the way it should. I decided to go to Advent for a quick 30-minute visit, one of their great facilities, talk to a bunch of their doctors. They really put me at ease. After a really simple sleep study at home, in my own bed, they determined the root cause of my problem had to do with my sinuses and nasal passages in my breathing triangle. I didn't even know I had a breathing triangle, so I went to see Advent. After a short procedure done in office, I'm back to breathing well, and my wife and I are both back to sleeping through the whole night. The best sleep we've ever had, that could be you. If you struggle with restless nights like I did, take the time to see how Advent can help. To find out how breathing well and sleeping well can make your life and your nights a whole lot better, go to AdventKnows.com, schedule an appointment today. Because Advent knows, when you breathe well, you live better.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, they clicked on the blue button. We sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day and upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. We also let them know about AccuNet's property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, no appraisal required. When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval did include that most powerful phrase, no appraisal required, and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with the local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. We'll also likely save you $1,000 to $3,000 in closing costs for exactly the same rate as your bank. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, click on the blue button today at ACCUNET.com.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
TV music from The West Wing, which was in the news over the weekend, which we will get to that. But first, we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center with Jessica Gatso with an update on the traffic right now.
Thanks, Sandy. So Vice President Kamala Harris just wrapped up a town hall campaign event in Brookfield. She was at the Sharon Lynn Wilson Center for the Arts, joined by former Congresswoman Liz Cheney. And we're guessing the motorcade is left at this point. So you're likely going to encounter some delays and possible closures on 94 eastbound as they head back to Mitchell International Airport. So again, just want to avoid some of those areas or expect some delays on 94 East as they head out this evening.
I will tell you, in my experience around motorcades, they don't tend to last long, and they're very organized. So
right, probably very
police
efficient
escorts,
here.
yeah. So even if you are caught in some traffic right now, if you're at standstill, my guess is those rolling closures are going to move pretty fast. But we just want you to be aware, since it was a big deal that Vice President Harris is in town and now heading to the airport.
Exactly.
Thank you, Jessica.
You're welcome.
And speaking on that presidential theme, I played the TV music earlier. Lots of people loved The West Wing, 1999 to 2006. And that show was a sensation because it was so well written by Aaron Sorkin. And it was just a look at the political process that hadn't been shown on TV before, that had a lot of heart and had a lot of character and really resonated with a lot of people. And even some politicians have credited The West Wing for inspiring them to get involved in public service and work in politics. So The West Wing, 4 members of the cast were in Wisconsin on Saturday, and they were campaigning to support the Harris-Walz campaign and encourage early voting. And they had, at the White House last month, just a few weeks ago, was the 25th anniversary of the West Wing celebration at the Rose Garden at the White House. So some fans there, but it's one of those situations where the people who have the opportunity to be influential in their mind and have something that they consider important are taking the chance to do that, and especially here in our important state of Wisconsin. So in Wisconsin on Saturday, you had cast members Martin Sheen, who played the president in The West Wing, Bradley Whitford, who is from Madison, Mary McCormick, and Richard Schiff. They circulated and they visited in Waukesha, they visited in Madison, and they also appeared, funny enough, in Milwaukee, right here at 3rd Street Market Hall. And again, like everyone, they have. We each have our own pet causes and issues. And Martin Sheen, I think we can all get behind this. Get in the game, make a substantive contribution. If you go down swinging, at least you took your shot. Just don't watch the pitch go by. That's his urging people to vote and cast your ballot, whichever way you lean. Obviously, campaigning for Harris and Walz, but to be involved. And I think that's a message we can all get behind, is make sure you show up and have your vote count. Climate change, gun laws, reproductive rights were some of the subjects that the 4 cast members from the West Wing discussed during their 3-city tour of Wisconsin on Wednesday. Now, I like to be as fair as possible, and we all have our differing opinions about all kinds of things. And it isn't, and I think sometimes people in Hollywood all get lumped into, they're all liberals. Nope. People in Hollywood have all kinds of beliefs. And next, in the spirit of equal time, the Republican National Convention in July, I was part of the WTMJ coverage, and I wound up meeting an actor and a star who used to be a superhero, who is now involved in filmmaking and believes in the Republican way of life and messaging. You will meet that actor and hear what his projects are next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Hi, I'm Tony Drake. Are you sure you're getting the most out of Social Security benefits? At Drake & Associates, we know that maximizing your Social Security is critical for a secure retirement. With the right strategy, you can potentially increase your lifetime benefits and secure a better future. But navigating the rules and timing can be complex. Don't leave your benefits to chance. Text SS to 414-409-9982 today to schedule a complimentary consultation and receive a free retirement ready toolkit. That's SS to 414-409-9982. Drake & Associates. Plan smart, retire happy.
Drake & Associates is an independent investment advisory firm that offers different investment vehicles. All insurance products are backed by the issuing insurance company. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only.
When you come to our showroom, you'll find more than a dozen glass shower door displays. Now that's what you're going to want to see, because browsing a bunch of options usually spurs ideas that you never even thought of. And when you walk around with one of our glass shower door experts, you can ask questions and get assurance. We're here to help. And after nearly 50 years in the glass shower door business, there's not a whole lot we haven't seen. So don't worry, your project's about to be put in the very best of hands. At Les's Glass Service, you can count on our experience that makes it easy to promise top-flight installation. Glass shower doors are our specialty, and we're out there humping it every day to add to our portfolio to make the next project even better than the last. This is Stacy Sinks. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
As far as pop culture goes, just talking about the West Wing TV cast who was in Wisconsin on Saturday, spreading the word, encouraging people to go out and vote early in support of the Harris Walz campaign. And it was not that long ago, one of the biggest events of the summer in July, that the Republican National Convention was right here in Milwaukee, and it was all hands on deck here at WTMJ. And it was a cast of characters of politicians and even celebrities that was at the RNC, and revisit this conversation with a former superhero from the 1990s who I found at the RNC. I know some of you recognize this theme. Lois and Superman. Dun, 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 dun. I can tell you that Dean Cain was one of Debbie Loziga's very first crushes. Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman is that soundtrack, and playing it because at the RNC, actor Dean Cain was roaming around. You know, you heard us talking about Media Row at the UW Milwaukee Panther Arena, where a lot of other politicians and decision makers are roaming around. Well, so was Dean Cain, and it was the 93 to 97 series Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman that turned everybody onto him. That was quite the sensation. And he had the Clark Kent little curl in the middle of his forehead. He also hosted Ripley's Believe It or Not. But even though the 90s were the hugest time for Dean Cain, he's been a working actor on film and TV since then, and managed to catch up and do one of those we call walk and talk. You know, he was an important fella at the RNC. He was in demand, making the rounds, and even on on-camera streaming services. So I was able to walk down a row with him and ask him some questions about why he was there.
I was the narrator for a special on Newsmax, which is a phenomenal documentary on a phenomenal president. So I got to be the voice.
What did you learn about the president in doing that?
I knew so much about his life, but I just was reminded what a great speaker, communicator he was. And I know that if I ever ran for office, I would steal half his speeches. Unlike others, I would give him credit, though.
Is it a possibility you would run for office, Dean Cain?
I sure hope not.
Why are you here at the RNC?
Because I'd like to see President Trump win. And we're talking about a film that we have coming out called God's Not Dead, We the People. No, not We the People. In God We Trust. It comes out September 12th. And it deals with the idea, of God and politics, which people get, very excited about talking about that, the separation of church and state, et cetera.
But that theme has been very strong here in saying that providence intervened on Saturday afternoon with Donald Trump.
And I agree with that 100%. It's the timing of this is perfect. It's not like we planned that, obviously, but I think we're going to hear. I think we're going to hear a lot about God tomorrow night.
One more question for you. What do you say when the criticism comes out for celebrities, no matter what side of the aisle they're on, should stay out of politics?
Well, celebrities are human beings and citizens like anybody else. Voice your opinion. Don't vilify the other side, but explain why your side is the right side or what you believe is, or why you believe it. That's it. Don't go, I wish the shooter had been a better shot. That's not the kind of stuff we need to hear. And that sort of, and no, he's not Hitler, and no, he's not a threat to the democracy. And that rhetoric is insane. So please voice your opinion, but don't vilify the other side.
He is Dean Cain, the American actor from Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, and also in the God's Not Dead. It's a film series, if you're not familiar with it. That's why he kind of got the name wrong, because the new film in the series, I think it's like the fourth film in this God's Not Dead film series, will come out in September, as he referenced there, and he will be in it. He's been in a couple of those. The other thing that he was talking about at the beginning of the conversation, I didn't set it up right. He just narrated a documentary about President Ronald Reagan on Newsmax. So that's where I wanted to know, like, what maybe he learned and what he was impressed with that. So here's somebody in the creative world who also is very politically active and mindful of being part of the democracy and getting that message out. So always interesting. And there was quite a ripple. Dean Cain was very available and kind to people who wanted to take selfies with him. Now, yeah, he's promoting a movie, but also, you've been around, you've seen other celebrities on TMZ who will just blow people off. So he was a polite person, a kind person, and was happy to stop and get selfies with everybody, including Debbie Lasga, who locked eyes on him, and he was kind to her as well. I'm Sandy Maxx, and that was just a kind of a time capsule of just 3 months ago, July 19th, during the RNC, and actor Dean Cain on the grounds there where the media setup was, and he was circulating, and it is interesting to hear that when it was July 19th, right after July 13th, and at that time trying to tone down the rhetoric. So again, showing the West Wing cast's side of things and showing Dean Cain's side of things, whatever side you are on. Make sure you get out and vote on November 5th. What's the old saying? If you don't vote, you can't complain. But truly, it's a very special right. And make sure you take advantage and be a good citizen and exercise your right to vote, whether it's early or whether you choose to wait till Tuesday, November 5th. And moving into another fun entertainment highlight on this day, October 21st, we're going to go back in time in a really fun way. Next on What's on Tap.
He told us to load 4 yards into his 8-foot bed, but we knew that 3 full, honestly measured yards were going to fill his truck bed to the rim. After we proved that, he told us the other guys have been telling him he's been getting 4 yards in there for years. Honest measurements and honest folks who just want to do you right. So you come back. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. We did the math. When you buy bagged mulch from the big guys, you pay $50 a yard. Why pay more for inferior mulch? When you buy from Erickson's, you'll get premium mulch for almost half the cost. And you'll see that even our economy mulch is better, for less than half the cost of bag mulch. And either choice is made with premium colorant that lasts longer. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
So if you're selling a $2 million home and you found yourself what you thought was a pretty good deal on your real estate commission, at say about 3.6%, you'd pay $72,000 in real estate commission. Not bad, right? Well, your Benefit Realty agent will charge you no more than $19,000 no matter what size property you're selling for the listing side of your sale. And it all comes with the full service you'd expect from an experienced real estate brokerage. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com. We've saved our clients over $19 million in real estate commission. Now, I say this because that's a pretty big number, but I also bring it up because it's always been cool for us to save our clients money. It's not about being the top volume agency. Over here, it's more about you. And at 1.9% commission, with a cap on our commission for the listing side of your sale, no matter what size property you're selling, you will save substantially. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. Hey, gear up for fall and winter adventures in a new Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC. Score deep closeout savings on many, stackable with enticing offers to lower your bottom line and payment. Holiday's Truck Month sale is on. The destination to get more truck or SUV for your buck, more for your trade, while you enjoy the transparency and ease of their simplified buying approach and warm and genuine guest care. It's the stuff that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over. Fans like me and thousands of others who appreciate the many ways Team Holiday makes car shopping fun, simple, and pressure-free. Navigate today's car market with confidence with Wisconsin's #1 Buick and GMC dealer on your side. Accolades are per 2023 Buick and GMC zone sales records. Treat yourself to a test drive. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday, Chevrolet, Buick and GMC, Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac, and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
That's what I was waiting for. Huey Lewis and the news, The Power of Love from Back to the Future. And if you have not been wished this already, I wish it to you now. Happy Back to the Future Day. October 21st is significant in Back to the Future because October 21st, 2015 is the exact date that Marty McFly, Doc Brown, and Jennifer Parker travel to in the future in Back to the Future Part 2. So in the film, they leave on October 26, 1985 and travel to October 21st, 2015 in Hill Valley. And Back to the Future is such an iconic movie for people who grew up in the 80s for sure, and some who didn't. I've just been shocked to my core. I just asked producer Matt Yazel, hey, you Back to the Future fan? There was one word, wasn't it?
No.
Do you have any interest in Back to the Future?
I did watch the movie, yes.
Wow, but
it wasn't too bad.
Oh! That's fun.
It wasn't memorable, I would say.
Wow, that's so fun. Because just if you zoom back to 1985, when you went to the movies, it really was the thing to do, especially as a teenager. It was a formative film. And if you were a teenage fella at that time, like my boyfriend was, he went repeatedly with his friends because it was such a innovative and fun film. And that was when I started saying Marty McFly. It was when Michael J. Fox was just a huge, huge star, and Christopher Lloyd had been seen on TV, but this Doc Brown character, he was just embodied a completely mad scientist, but very likable mad scientist role. So it was so happy Back to the Future Day, and it debuted at #1 at the box office in 1985, $210 million domestically during its theatrical run, and it won an Academy Award for Best Sound Effects Editing. I think it should have won for more than that, but it's a legendary trilogy. Some people debate whether Back to the Future Part 3 is really that great, but it's so fun to revisit just the inventiveness of, it's science fiction without kind of being alienating science fiction. But you can experience Back to the Future in all kinds of ways. Universal Studios Hollywood now has Universal Fan Fest nights next spring, and you can have this immersive Back to the Future experience, which I think would be, maybe you can plan a trip to Universal Studios Hollywood. Also, Minecraft and Universal Studios Experience brings Back to the Future, the ride, into your home. That sounds like your kind of thing. That would be something to look into. If you're a collector, there are Back to the Future Funko digital pop collectibles of Doc Brown, who I was just talking about, next to the DeLorean. I actually, true fact, I dated a dude with a DeLorean. So that was a very, very cool car, and he got a lot of looks, and he loved that car. You can build a DeLorean with the Back to the Future Lego set. 88 miles per hour, all the gigawatts. And they've got Doc and Marty minifigures if you want to look up the Back to the Future Lego set. And I will tell you, Back to the Future, the musical, I saw it in London a couple of summers ago. It is great. And I went with the boyfriend who I was just talking about, who's seen the film so many times. It's so beloved. We were like, do we risk it? What if it's disappointing? He loved it. And the special effects are fantastic. Vince Vitrano from Wisconsin's Morning News saw Back to the Future in New York. So on his trip there last Thanksgiving, I think, and was just as blown away. And another tough customer who loves 80s music. Back to the Future, the musical, is in London, Tokyo, hey, road trip, and New York. But they're also on a North American tour. Unfortunately, this season they're not coming to the Marcus Performing Arts Center, but maybe we can cross our fingers and hope that it gets here next summer. But however you choose to celebrate, of course, you could at least just watch the trilogy of Back to the Future. They all stream on Peacock and on Fandango at home. And I think when you watch it again, you'll be surprised at how well it holds up. Try it out. Happy Back to the Future Day to you. How about some Halloween events to put you in that mood? That's next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Throughout history, some people have been born into greatness because of their name or family. Others gained greatness because of their actions. On Wisconsin's Morning News, we celebrate everyday heroes, the John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they woke up one morning they'd be saving a life. Everyday Heroes, Thursday at 6:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Once you've lived with it, you know there's no comparison. Hydronic heating is the best in comfort. And when it comes to hydronic heating, the man in the red van can do it all with a 96% efficiency modulating heat boiler, slant fin wall-mounted radiating heat, cast iron radiators, or how about in-floor heat that we can even lay in below your new driveway on your new home build, so you never have to shovel. Now we're talking.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality heating, quality heating.
So here's why you'd want an Armstrong air heat pump. Consider a powerful electric backup to your gas furnace that can do the work of your furnace very efficiently. That means lower energy bills. And it has a rock-solid 12-year warranty and can act as an AC unit too. But here's the real gist of it. With all the government tax credits you get, you almost get the darn thing free. So see the man in the red van to get reliable efficiency from an Armstrong air heat pump.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality heating, quality heating.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores has been voted the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel's best in thrift. So to all who voted for us, thank you. And to those who haven't yet been here, there are so many items to explore. And at thrift store prices, you can find a really great deal. At the same time, you'll be helping us help others, sometimes folks right in your own neighborhood. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Having a party on Halloween, the Dead Man's Party. So many more events to get in on this Halloween season in Milwaukee and around Wisconsin. We were telling you some kind of ghost stories earlier in the evening with author T. Krulos. And there's still a lot of fun to be had. There's some places that I know I haven't mentioned yet. Like, for example, in Lake Country, Waukesha there's the Hillside Haunted Hike in Watertown, actually. Highland Ridge Stables presents the Hillside Haunted Hike on Friday and Saturday. And not only do you get the heebie-jeebies scared out of you, you're doing a good deed, because the Hillside Haunted Hike is a fundraising event for a woman who's been diagnosed with breast cancer earlier this year, Sarah McClintock. And your scary journey will help her pay for the battle against cancer. And the haunted hike, you go through the woods, and good luck. You're going to have to overcome your fear of clowns, spiders, ghosts and ghouls, witches, of course, other surprises. And your entry is guaranteed, but whether or not you make it out is completely up to you. Friday night and Saturday night, the Hillside Haunted Hike in Watertown. A little less maybe traumatizing. Haunted Honey Creek in West Allis is Friday at the West Allis Historical Society at Honey Creek Park. Friday afternoon from 4 till 9 in the evening there. And Haunted Honey Creek for all ages. You can do that traditional seasonal pumpkin carving, those kinds of activities. There's a haunted hayride shuttle, the flashlight cemetery tours, campfire ghost stories and s'mores the old-fashioned way. And there's also a little schoolhouse of horrors for a macabre floral display with spooky blooms and quirky petals. So I think that's might be a little less scary than the Hillside Haunted Hike. There's also a Mike Myers selfie station if you really love the Halloween characters. And then there's also, there's some other haunted houses in town if you are still looking to get the heebie-jeebies. Franklin, instead of the movie The Hills Have Eyes, The Hill Has Eyes. It's the Rock Sports Complex that has transformed into a scary attraction, including people who have turned into mutant freaks due to the extended exposure to toxic waste. And they formed a new society. See, I love the storytelling. So you can have a very immersive experience in The Hill Has Eyes in Franklin. There's, we were talking about this earlier, the Mount Pleasant Abandoned Haunted House Complex. It's on that frontage road as you're driving. I always see it on I-94, but I usually see it like in the warm weather months. And I'm like, oh, I'm glad I don't have to go in there or wonder what they do during the summer months. Nope, there are 3 entirely different haunted houses at the abandoned haunted house complex in Mount Pleasant. And one of them is called Ambush. So you know you're going to get the jump scare in that haunted house with people jumping out of unexpected places and the loud noises. And then Hysteria is the walking adventure with all sorts of scares, but it also throws in the misdirection and confusion with the actor interactions, which if you feel like you're lost in that creates so much anxiety right there. But Hysteria is the second one. And the third one, this would do me in, Stalker, an interactive startle scare haunted walking experience with characters lurking through shacks and scenes and vegetation. And if that's not enough for you, the activity instead of pumpkin carving, axe throwing, which just seems a little dangerous at Halloween time, but it certainly sounds like that kind of spooky fun if that's what you are into. And also a photo booth. That's the Abandoned Haunted House Complex in Mount Pleasant if you haven't been there. Also Novak Manor in West Allis, which almost didn't happen again this year, but they got special event permit from the city of West Allis, and they are very close to Candy Cane Lane. They call it Candy Corn Lane, and that's on 9730 West Montana Avenue in West Allis, the Novak Manor. So there are no lack of things to scare yourself and have a lot of fun, even in Sheboygan, the Dominion of Terror, where has killer clowns, Victorian dolls, always the creepy dolls, and skeletons and skulls. That's in Sheboygan, the Dominion of Terror. So whatever you do, have a great Halloween season. I'm Sandy Maxx. I'll meet you back here tomorrow at 6 with updates from Milwaukee Film.
Hey, at Total Wine & More, you'll love what you find this Halloween.
Me thirsty.
Oh, hey, Frankenstein. Did you enjoy that Cabernet?
Oh, good. Want margarita?
Well,